Hello and a warm welcome back to the WenDirkCast. As always, we'll be discussing the latest NFL updates, transfers, developments, and so much more that has gone on over the last week or so. One important note before we kick off this episode: none of what we chat about is financial advice. Do your own scouting or hire a director of Metaverse Football. In the studio with me today is someone that I'm very excited to have on the pod. Another MFL maniac, passionate manager, vocal on socials, has great ideas, which you'll know in a sec why that's great to have him on. And he's representing the Caribbean or Caribbean constituents of the MFL universe. It is none other than Andy00fficial. How are you, sir? Welcome to the pod.
Hey, thank you, Jimbo. First and foremost, hi everyone. I wanna thank you for bringing me aboard, and also it's an honor to be here. The WenDirkCast, of course, one of the best podcasts or show that MFL have, and you guys been doing it for so long. And well, I'm a little upset that Carver is not here
Yeah, I
because
know. So am I.
because the reason why is I really want to thank both of you guys because I remember when I joined MFL, I was fighting to get a license from Haiti, and it was so hard to get. And then you guys was pushing it for me on the pads. Every time you guys have a show, you guys mention it out. Eventually, I end up getting that license, and I pushed for it and get like formal license from Haiti. So personally, I really wanted to thank you and Carver, but since you're not here, hey Carver, if you're watching, just know a warm thank you from the bottom of my heart goes to you and Jimbo for sure.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, thank you for that. We're glad you've now got the Haiti licenses, and we can
Yes.
talk about that in a bit while. And I will pass that message on to Calver as well, who I'm hoping in the next couple of days will reveal some important information in his
Oh,
personal life. But it's not my place to tell and to announce it. So hopefully,
oh Virginia.
yeah, well, yeah, there may or may not be a Calver Jr. Or
Oh
as
sure.
Calver described it during the week was so. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the streams this week. Kev Heard wanted Calver to pronounce a player's name. It wasn't me, surprisingly, it was Calver. So I literally sent Calver a WhatsApp message and went, by the way, mate, Kev Heard wants you to pronounce this player name. And I was like, I hadn't messaged him on WhatsApp since sort of the Paris event, so quite a while. And I was like, guys, what? There's a chance like they could be in hospital right now. His partner could be giving birth, and we could just be dropping him WhatsApp messages. And he literally replied back and went, bit busy right now, mate. The drop is live. He put.
Oh, oh wow,
So I was
that's
like, no, fair enough.
oh that's
So
good.
I think he did message me. I'll let him announce it before me, but he did say that all parties are, the baby, him, and the mother are all doing well and good. So that's the main thing. So I'll let him announce it in his own time. But from behalf of us and everyone, congrats, Calver. Well done.
Congrats, Carver. Of course.
Yeah. So we've brought Andy on. We're titling this MFL Wishlist. Sort of what the game needs next, because we often look, we always look to what's next at MFL, what can be added. There's so many great ideas that people suggest, and Andy, I know you've got a plethora, a large quantity of ideas that you often post on Discord and on Twitter, etc., or X, however it's called now. And I thought, what better person to have on, and we can, the community have sent in their ideas. So we've asked the community what they think the game needs, and you guys have like suggested loads of things, which is great. So we're going to try and read out as many as possible. So we're going to debate those features, what we think about them. So that'll be our main topic. I know Andy's got plenty of great
Yeah,
features he
I
wants
have
to
way
add.
too much. I think
Yeah.
Palmer. I believe Palmer beat me though, but like because he always got his, but I'm
Yeah.
still struggling to get some of mine out.
So we brought Andy in for that. So we're going to debate as many as possible, hopefully all of them, depending on how much time we've got. All these different features, from stadiums to club stats to formation familiarity, lots of great features on there. But usually when we have a person on the pod for the first time, we like to do a manager spotlight. And as we're kind of doing something a bit different, I thought, Andy, it'd be really great for you to maybe tell us how you discovered MFL, how you found about it, what attracted you to the game, because you've been in for quite a while now. For those who
Oh,
don't know you and how you got into the game, how did you first, get introduced to MFL? And tell
well,
us your story.
I believe it was like a year ago. Cause I think I'm wanting on to have, I believe at the end of this month or November 19th coming up. Going to give me a year since I start playing
Nice.
MFL. So I believe during the summer, Matt texted me, right? But I have a lot of things with software going on and everything else. So he texted me. I miss, I didn't see it because he's Twitter, Twitter
Yeah.
or X, whatever they want to call it nowadays.
Yeah.
Um, so he actually texted me, inboxed me, but other people was inboxing me, so I missed it. But
Mm,
till this day, I still thanks Matt for emailing me back, message me again.
mhm.
Because I believe like my mother slash god, I mean my godmother slash mother, I consider her mom because she raised me.
Yeah.
She passed away. I mean, like 2 years now or a year. So I flew to Haiti to bury her. So as I'm in Haiti, because I have free time, I don't have work or anything like that to deal with. So I was going through it, to all my inbox and everything else, and he was like, "Hey, I would like to talk to you about MFL." But before that, I knew what MFL is, but we didn't have all this fancy thing. We didn't have the game or anything like
Yeah.
that. It was just the player card. Because I was in Top Shot for a little bit, but
Yep.
when all these things start coming out with the owner, wanting like the yacht, the fancy yacht, not taking care of the game, and Top Shot start going down, I was like, you know what, I'm selling out and I'm out, and I didn't like Dapper really, so I was like, you know what, I'm out. Like this not
Yeah.
for me because I'm losing money and everything else. So I was like, then when he told me, I was like, then I was like, cool. Then he was like, can we have a little video chat so we can talk about it? So I was like, sure. And then I joined. We chat for like I think an hour and a half or 45 minutes. And
Mhm.
then he told me, he was like, hey. Then I asked her, hey, do you guys want on Solana or Eve? He was like, no, we went on Flow. And then when he said that, he was like, somebody put a knife into my heart. I was like, God damn it, why do you have? Because like he sell me the game, everything was
Yeah.
perfect, right? Until he tell me, "Oh, we build it on Flow." Well, I was like, "Damn, I got burned by Top Shot." Like, why you have to tell me that? Just like anything
Yeah.
else would have been good, you know what? And then like he would tell me, he was like, "Hey, this is the plan." Then I asked him about Haiti. I mean, since I spoke to Matt, I was straightforward. Hey, do you have any Haiti license? He said, no, I don't have it. But, we do plan on adding more country and player country and everything else. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then like that. So he was like, just pick a country and a city, like, you would like your club to be on. So, because as you can see, I'm pushing MFL on my Twitter, and I also post them on my TikTok and everything where I have a little bit more followers. My goal is to eventually, like, start my own little show on the side, where I
Nice.
talk about MFL and everything else. I think he calls something about, he have something sideline on it, MFL sideline, but
Mm.
it's nothing like what other manager have.
Mm.
So I'm trying to see what other manager have, so I don't, go close to them because I don't want somebody to be like, oh, you stole my idea, da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yes, I understand this community is great. Nobody will just come out and try to give you a hard time, but there's a line that you don't cross. You know what I'm saying? So unless
Mm.
I don't know. I was gonna make a joke, but yeah, I'm not gonna cross that joke. So yeah, so I spoke to Matt and everything else. I ended up liking the game. So a lot of people don't know my dad actually French. So and my mom is Haitian. So I was like, okay, and I asked him, can I have a Haiti license? He was like, at the moment we don't have Haiti. He was like, can you pick another country and then a city and then we'll give it to you. I was like, you know what? I'm a PSG friend. My dad from France. Like,
Mhm.
my dad is French and everything else. Can I have Paris, France. He was Paris, France. He said, yes, I don't see a problem with that. So he gave it to me until later on. As soon as I get the license, I received a bunch of Discord, Jimbo. And people was like, are you trying to sell the license? I was like,
Yeah,
wait, hold up. I don't know what is it about. So I was like, you know what? I'm not selling it until I reach out to somebody else. They was like, that license that you got actually worth a lot of money. Yes, he's
yeah,
in the lowest division, but because PSG play in Paris, so your license end up worth more money than anybody else's license. I was like, oh, I didn't know that's the case. So I told everybody, you know what? I'm not selling. I'm keeping the license. So thank
yeah,
you. Like, if I do plan on selling it later on, I'll reach out to you. But everybody was like, oh yeah. Like some people offer me like um a bronze team and an ice team for the license. I was
wow,
like, I will get two team in return, but I was like, somebody was like, hey, if you can get that club to gold or silver, you can make some double
yeah,
that whatever they send. I was like, you know what? I'm not selling it. That's gonna be my first club. I'm going to keep it in the gallery. I don't care if I get to bronze and go all the way back down to at the time when I joined I think it was Spark available. I was like,
yeah.
I don't care if I go down all the way to Spark, I'm not selling that license. So that's how I train. I think smart every day. That's why I'm always thanking them because whatever they do, I feel like they help me along the way, especially when they bring in that Haiti license. That is the big thing for me. So it's only right to just give it back to MFL the best way that I can.
Yeah, because for those who have joined MFL in sort of the last year, they won't be aware of that. It's that the first sort of locations were, that there wasn't the vast countries we have now. It was a major. I think I don't know. Maybe it was done on like FIFA rankings of some sort, but
Yeah, yeah, I believe
a lot
so.
of the small, a lot of the even nations, like China and India, are large populations, weren't club locations because of the prestige of the country's football and quality,
I
right?
think it was what top 40, right, or top 50 that they
Yeah,
took
I
out.
want to say top 40 or top 50, perhaps. And I know that you had, I was going to say weeks. It's probably months and months, maybe half a year,
It
not
was like
longer,
6 months.
asking for a Haitian license. And I think when they revealed it, obviously people then requested their ones, and I think we said on the pod like, oh, we need to get Andy, his Haiti license. There are
Yeah.
particular people in the community who really want particular license locations and very vocal. I know. Remember, I was doing a stream and the locations they revealed, like they
Mm-hmm.
got minted, and we could go down and we were looking, and I think you could figure out like what ID number it was. Remember, we were like, oh my god, there's one Haiti license. Oh, Andy's gonna love it. And then there was like two, there was three. I'm not sure how many there are now, and I know that you own a couple of them as well.
Yeah, I own like
Um,
three of them now.
yeah, I'm just looking in your agency now. Yeah, you own three of them. Do you know
So
if there's more than three out there?
I like once I get the tweet out, but I'm still trying to get like two more. I'm trying
Yeah,
to get like there's like two other city that's in Haiti. I'm trying to get, but before that, I really want to give a quick shout out. Thanks to I believe his Discord name on Discord, the MFL the MFL Discord. His name was Thomas. He's Thomas 99.
yeah,
So
recognize
he's the one
username. Yeah,
that but like as soon the club came out, he was in the market. He bought it and then he did like he sent me like three or four Discord. He was like, hey, and then Obi, I can't forget about him. He was like it was you, Calva, Obi that was pushing them. I don't know. Like I feel like one time they was gonna get tired of Obi. They was gonna block him. They was like, hey, he need a Haiti license. He need a Haiti license. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, these people like, and especially Thomas 99. I really want to send a special shout out to him because the moment that club was listed in the market, he purchased it, and then he DM me on Discord. He was like, hey, I got your home, especially he was my hometown, like my mom hometown. So he was like, "Hey, I got the license for you. Whenever you got the money, you don't have. I'm not charging you extra. I just cover a little bit of the fee, which I believe the fee was like $5. So he
yeah,
was
it
like,
wouldn't be much.
just
Yeah,
send me like the fee on, I think floaty at the time that we have,
mm.
floaty, and then the license is all yours. And he was very patient with me. He waited, so I can move some fun around, get a couple
Yeah, yeah,
things going, and I get it, and then
yeah.
Thomas, thank you. Jimbo, Calva, thank you. And Obi, also thank you for keep tagging Mike and everybody else. Like literally every
Yeah,
day he was asking, So
Yeah.
special thanks to you guys.
Yeah, no, more than welcome, mate. No, I love it. I love it that you've finally got your Haiti licenses, and I think it shows just like how powerful,
The
and
community.
how powerful the community is. Of course, certainly with someone picking up a license on behalf of you, even without asking, like, right, I'm going to pick it up, and in basically, let you buy it, and so no one else can get it because I know you really wanted it. But also how like connected people are to particular locations. It's like me with Norwich licenses, you with any sort of license within Haiti, even
Yeah.
though there might be some sort of like smaller nations or smaller location MFL, there's
Yeah.
going to be someone who has a very big connection to it, and we'll love to have them in their agency. So, obviously, great story and great MFL career to date. You currently have quite a few teams. I know that you've got some in the bronze license, which is that Paris side.
Mm-hmm.
We always like to ask people the moment of the week, or how has their week been in MFL so far. So we're recording this on our usual Sunday the 9th of November. Um, we are coming to, this is the last, I guess, final full week of MFL,
Mm-hmm.
really. We've got two more match days, three more, including tonight. We've got cup finals on Tuesday. We've got playoffs next week. Andy, how has this week in MFL been for you? Has it been good? How have the results been?
All right. So out of 10, I will give myself a solid 7.5
No,
going to
everyone
8.
says 7. No, I'm joking.
7.5 going to 8. And the only reason
Yeah,
why it's that low because one of the Haiti team right now, not my hometown, the other one. So we got promoted to Stone last year from Ice.
yeah,
So I underestimate the league because
yeah,
like how you already know ahead of time what league you're going into. So and I saw a lot of team. I was like, all right. So that's most of the players. I'm pretty sure they're going to stay in that league, and I underestimated. So now I'm getting my ass kicked. So currently I'm sitting 10th. So I'm
mm,
trying to fight for that battle, playoff battle of
yeah,
relegation. So I can be like, trying to stay down there. And then my hometown, Haiti side, I actually beat Wonen the first game. I believe we drew the second game. So
hmm,
currently, right now, I believe we're still sitting first, but with a small margin, like only 4 points ahead of Wonen. And I know
yeah,
we all know Wonen. He's one of the best manager in the game. And then he just keep beating people. I'm trying to put a gap between me and him, but like I was hoping the second game I could, I believe the first game I won it like 2-1, and the second game I was like, I'm hoping I can, like the game before I play him the second game, I waste a couple players so I can be first. I was like, I'm not taking
mm,
any chance. Yes, I beat him 2-1. I want all my players to be like at least 95 or above. So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
cool. And we all know the variance in MFL. I have a lot of shots on target, and
yeah,
then he still came out to be I think it was 1-1 all. So I was like,
mm,
damn it, because I really wanted that win, so I can be like, okay, now I beat you twice, and I only lost one game at that time. So now I can put like I don't know a little 6, 7, 8 point gap between
mm,
me and you because I already have the tie holder because I beat you twice. But
yeah,
I beat him one time and he beat and we drew one, so I was like, eh. And then as for my bronze team, I was focusing on the cup because to trying to get some more income, but it didn't work out. So now, I believe 2 days ago we was 10 for 11, but currently we eighth. So I
nice,
do have one or two easy game out of the three. So I'm gonna try to buckle down and just win the other three. And I have currently have one Haiti, the third Haiti team. We actually in playoff to promotion to Stone. So if
nice.
anything happen, I'm gonna have one Haiti going down and then another one going up to Stone. So it's kind of
That's
I
not,
mean, so it's a good thing.
yeah. So season 9 been pretty,
Pretty
apart from
good.
say like the bronze team, not making it through in the cup, but it's been a pretty good season for you though.
Yeah, so and as you can see, I'm picking up a lot of team lately too. So I
Yep.
want to follow the NEF era, where like you make your own agency, build up players instead of going out there and pay the premium for progression and everything else. And plus with club delegation coming on,
Mhm.
I do have a couple Haitian friends. They don't have the funds to play the game, so I feel like, okay, if I can pick up, a couple more club and have them, you know, control the team for me and can
Mhm.
post about it. The more people that post on X, Instagram, and TikTok, hey, the more people are going to see the game. Instead of
Mm.
just me be like, hey, I have 10 teams. That person can be like, hey, I don't own that team, but I'm running it for somebody else. So like that, more people can see, hey, maybe I should get into MFL a little bit more, bring the game, bring more eyes to the game. So
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, this week in a dev update, which we'll come on to after tell everyone about my week, because everyone wants to know, of course, they did mention club delegation, so we can speak a little bit more on that then. So you said if you had to rate your week out of 10, it was like a 7, 8-ish.
7.5 to 8.
Which you said was quite low, but 7.5 is pretty high up on that scale of 1 to 10. I
Yeah,
think it's a
except
pretty
for
good
like,
week.
yeah, it's a pretty good week because now I start picking up wins. So I should like by the end I should be like a solid 9.
Nice. But solid 9. We do love that. So my week, my Flint team is in a cup final. Very exciting. And I did even see that the bingo card that was created for season 9, by I think it was Fraj, Bruce and a few others are very sort of like heavily invested in these tiles within the bingo card. One of them is me to win a club trophy. So I'm fingers crossed. I need one more win, folks, so I can cross out one of the tiles on that bingo card. Otherwise, it's going to be there for the next 10 seasons. But they're in a cup final, which is exciting. The Stone team in their first season in Stone are currently sat 7th. They're like 12 points outside automatic relegations, 5 points from playoff relegation, but that's fine. The flagship team, the Wentson Wyverns, we lost to Blades' Barcelona Mustangs. I beat him earlier on the season, then he beat me. And a bit like you were saying, Andy, earlier with like Rowan and it's sort of that bragging rights. I think that's the first time he's beat me in this league, but it was when I beat him, I gave him all. There we go, nice little pooch on the screen there. For those who
Yeah.
are visually watching, we've got a doggo on the cam. Um, what's his name?
Oh, Zoe.
Zoe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Zoe. Zoe.
No, no, it's Zoe. Like
Oh,
the
Zoe.
the yeah. Like
Okay.
we word it like that, but like how you pronounce it as Zoe.
Oh, okay. Awesome. There we go. Doggo on cam. But I lost to Blades, and then ever since he beat me, he's just been giving me absolute pelters, which I
Oh.
gave to him. If I can give it, I've got to take it as well. So
Yep.
the Wyverns are now 6th after losing their last 2 games, which is kind of annoying because I really wanted to get into that playoff spot. I have to win my last 3 games to get into that playoff spot and hope others drop points. But the best I can probably go for now is probably 3rd if results go my way. But if anything, it's probably going to be 4th spot, which is a bit annoying because it's probably I really thought this season was going to be a decent one for me, but I'm always off to slow starts. I think it took me like 5 games to win my first match, so that's not good enough, and that's not playoff form at the beginning of the season. But if you had to rate my week, I'd probably give it like a 5. If
Come
I
on, you
beat
can give a little
Blades,
higher than that.
if it beat Blades, I would have given it like a 7.5, 8 because I'd be in the contention. But we've sort of since the second half of the season, we've failed to really get going as a bronze team. So, I mean, I could win my last 3 games. I could be in playoffs and be laughing about it, but it's a slim chance. But the probability is not 0. So there's something still there. So I think overall, though, well, we've had a better week than me. But let's see how these games go on tonight.
Oh, but I also forgot to mention that I have 2 Flint team. I believe one Flint, one Spark. They're going to the final too. So I
Oh,
mean, it's
nice!
not much
Congrats.
MFL. It's like 1,000, but hey, that's something.
It's still an opportunity to get a
Still
trophy,
some,
right?
yes, sir. And I can
Yeah,
also get like 2 packs with it, or I might get
yeah,
like
exactly.
I'm thinking about getting maybe some $600 pack.
Yeah, yeah,
Gonna get
yeah.
some more players in.
And get a player who goes from common to ultimate. Get a crazy progression player.
Which I have a couple players that go from that. I mean, my 2 legendary. If you pull them up, which I
Yeah, yeah.
don't know if you will be able to pull that on the screen. Um,
I should be able to.
I do have 2 players currently. I mean, it's 2, but my top players, if you look at them, one of them went from 57. He's currently 87, and I have another one that was 62. That currently like I think 84 right now. That's one of them. That's a CDM.
Wow. So yeah, Duarte Pessoa going from a
Yeah,
62 to an
and then
86.
my striker
Roberto
57.
Tovar. Wow.
And then I also have that the other CDM. Oh yeah, my other CDM. I would like for you to look at it because I don't play him as a CDM or Cam him. I can't play him as a Cam or CDM because I play 4-3-3 attack, so I
Yeah.
can't play him as that because he don't have the enough stat. So I play him as a center back. So as a center back, I'm losing 8 on
Mm.
defense. But again, 90 defense is still pretty good.
Yeah.
So I was
He's
like, I'm just gonna play you out of position, and then he always deliver for me. And
yeah.
then because he's like a little faster than most center back in the game. So even as a center back, he's still like what 59, and then
Yeah.
his passing is still pretty high too, and
Yeah.
passing and dribbling. So as a center back, he's still doing the business for me. So
It's a
I
shame he's
can't complain.
not got centre back as a
It's a
position
shame.
because
It is.
I'm a big fan. I'm a massive fan of CDMs who can play centre back. I think it's a really nice sort of like, secondary or tertiary position because like you said, you often get on a CDM like some decent passing stats or some decent dribbling stats, which if you then put them as centre backs, like you can then play out from defence a bit more. You've got those stats there to try and incorporate those sort of play styles into your team.
Yeah, because when you think about it, most CDM can turn because if you're watching a game, right, you got a center back that get a red card, right, and then you have no other option. There's no sub left on the thing. Usually, if a coach play like a formation with a CDM, one of the CDM going to turn to a
Drops
center.
in. Yeah.
So it's kind of a shame that he don't have that center back. But again, knowing that it's only 8. I mean, yes, 8 is still a lot. I mean, he hurt because I was like, yo, why couldn't he be like just -5?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, -5, we were about 95 um defense. Like he will still be good until like maybe like
Mm,
gold or like silver. I can still
yeah,
use them as that out of position and everything.
yeah,
So I was like, it's a little shame, but it is what it is.
yeah. Or maybe you could try and go and maybe change some formation so you have two CDMs in there. Because if he's got
That's what I was
another
thinking.
CDM next to him, I think
Like playing
I'm
as
not
a
a big fan of single CDMs, but two CDMs, and he's one of them with 98 defense. That's a damn good CDM you've got there
okay.
as an 84
So
rated player.
do you see the first CDM that you bring up? Cause I'm a big 4-3-3 attack guy, right? So
Yeah,
now because of him now, I'm trying to develop a center back. He's 6'6". I believe he's 83 on my thing. Like
yeah,
like I'm pretty sure you see it. Cause right now I loan
yeah.
him to silver, but that team not doing that well. But again, he's still getting the XP that I need.
Mm,
So my plan is, as much as I hate to do it, um, that going to lead toward the question that the last week guest asked. That going to lead towards it about formation.
yeah,
So my plan is, if I can't switch him to like I'm probably gonna leave that answer for like whenever you ask, right?
yeah.
So my plan is like probably going to switch to a 4-2-3-1 and
Hmm.
play because I only play a solo striker anyway.
Yeah,
And then my two cause my Haiti team going to probably be my main team. That's where they're going to play. My striker and those two other players that you just pull up on the screen recently, they have not played for any other team. So my
yeah.
plan is until they're retired, they're staying with that team. They're going to
Hmm.
be like a one man type players.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? One man type team. So they're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
stay in that team and retired. But I did say like I'm not going like to say, hey, you're only gonna be a one team type of player, because I did send the striker out on loan for his first season because I didn't have space and I didn't have I don't know, at that
Mhm.
time I didn't have a lot of team. So I did send him on loan. But mid season he already got a +3 on something. I was like, okay. That's when I went out. That's the perfect time to MFL release the Haiti license. And then I was like, perfect. I'm going to put you in that team. And then I don't care, like, cause I got him in like 21 or 22. And then when he get to the Haiti team, he was like already like 23 or 24. So I was like, perfect. So I'm gonna put you in that team, no matter what the outcome is. You're going to stay there. You're going to retire. Man, he
Mm.
played Spark. I think like if you look at, I believe, I forgot what episode was that. You asked a question: is there any player that score in every league?
Yeah.
And
Oh
I
yeah,
think
that
he
was like
might
last
be.
week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he might be this man for you, Jimbo. Because if you look at it, he started in Spark with us, and if you look at his stat, you can pull them up. I think he put up like 60 goals or 40 goals.
Yeah,
Like,
so
yeah.
yeah, that your striker in Spark in season 5 pulled 40 goals,
So if you want to put it
41
on the
goals
screen
in
for
the
the people to see,
season.
you can do that too. So
Yeah.
yeah, so he put up like 50 goals, I think, like you said earlier. And then Ice, he went in, he dominated Ice. And then we went up to Stone, he dominated Stone. So he
Mm.
have win every single golden boot
Yeah.
in every division that we go into. And last year we was in Iron. We were supposed to get out of Iron, but I got beat. I mean, the last playoff game I was supposed to win, I lost it,
Mm.
but I still
Yeah.
won the golden boot. And this
Yeah.
season again, he's already up to 25 goals, and everybody else won like 12 or 13 goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's going to win that. And my goal is to keep winning as much
Of
trophy
course.
as possible with him
Trophy
until
man.
he's retired in almost every division. To still have that bragging right. Hey, I have that striker that's going
Yeah.
every. And the only thing that hunt me down is like maybe when he's close to retired, I'm thinking about, hey, maybe I should throw you back in Flint so you can just dominate Flint. So you
Yeah,
can
so
be
we can
that
have a
striker.
little
Like, yeah,
have a little time in Flint when
yeah, have a
he's
little time in
getting
Flint and be
retired. He's
like,
not.
hey, you win everything
Yeah, but
except for
like, who's
diamond
this
or
guy
emerald.
bringing in this player? He's like, you're gonna smash his progression up. Don't care. He's about to retire. He's already done a lot for me. He'll now go, enjoy it in a like
Go enjoy
non-league
your
and go tear
retirement.
up for a bit. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. Right, let's so the dev updates are a lovely Friday dev updates. Let's get through these. So on the engine side, Bastis, obviously now part of the MFL team, he says he started improving ball calling logic for more realistic play, and Quinton's been working on player entrance and match audio for better immersion. And I love this because it's extra quality of life things that, we already take for granted when they happen. We'll forget about them in 3-4 seasons' time, but they're great. And I've always said the player entrance is something I would love to see. We have that minute countdown where we just see the timer going down from 60 all the
I
way
hate
to
it.
1. Why don't we have the players walking out from the side of the
I
pitch,
hate it.
lining up
That's
and
the
then
one I really
shaking
hate.
hands, and then they move into their formation in the last 10 seconds. And then when it hits, 1 in kickoff, there's like one pass, and then it goes into the whole, like the usual, highlights sort of sequences. So
Yep.
I'm a big fan of sort of those immersion, the audio, the player entrance, those things that make the match experience better for the
Not
user. I'm all
not to
for.
cut you off, right, Jimbo? While you there, right? I believe highlight shouldn't start until like 4 minutes into the game. You
What
get what
happens
I'm
as an
saying?
early? Oh, you mean as so it should be like a couple minutes where you watch
You
the
know,
opening
you
couple
enter
minutes?
like like the player enter the pitch,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
line up and everything, and then you watch the first. Because 4 minutes in the game is really not 4 minutes in real time. So you should be able to watch that in like what, a minute and a half or something.
Yeah.
So you watch the whole 4 minutes in the game, and then boom, we start getting highlighted and everything.
Okay, 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 okay. That's quite interesting. I think, yeah, I think that's something that could be done. I think maybe if you want to do that, you could do like the first. Well, it will go really quickly. That'll probably happen in like 4 minutes in game is what 10 seconds of real
10
life,
seconds of your
maybe
life.
10 seconds. So I guess, but I mean, maybe we just need more early goals. Maybe we just need more early goals. But
Maybe
I
that.
think I think like I think player entrances and audio will be really cool. So
And the
that the
sound.
updates on the engine. Yep, some sounds, maybe some booing. If you've lost 5 in a row, the fans getting the manager, sack him out, get him out the club. Um, but we've got club delegation, which you briefly touched on, and how you'd be excited by it. Strong progress this week, which is very exciting. The back end has been worked back. The back end, the back end might work. Oh my word, sorry. Strong progress this week. The back end, which has been worked on by Dobby, is now complete. Sorry, just the way that was worded, I just wasn't going to sound
You have a
great. I
little
had to
hard time.
change that. Yeah, I had to change it. And the next step is improving the UI and testing. So I don't want to speculate when this could be announced, but I'm hoping that season 10 might be the time. But maybe season 10 is less than 2 weeks away, which is kind of scary to think about when it's season 10 like actually officially starts after rollover day. So I can imagine it might be a season 11 thing. I can't see them announcing it midway through a season
Hmm.
but maybe they will. Maybe we'll never know. But club delegation, I know for many people like yourself, Andy, will be a great way for you to try and entice some of your friends and give them. We have
I'm
trial
going to
clubs, but
build. I'm
these
going to
are an
try to
ability.
build the biggest Haitian community that MFL
Yeah,
ever seen.
exactly.
So
And,
my
and
goal
you
is to get as many clubs as I can put my hands on, and then just throw it to my friend. And, hey, and then I want you to like the only thing I'm asking in return, do not get relegated, and I don't care like how much. Like my plan is to give them like a little bit of leeway.
mhm,
Max you can give out is like 45% in
mm,
revenue share, and then just go bananas on X. Keep posting about it.
mm,
Hashtag everything. Cause trying to get the trend rolling, get people to see MFL. Cause the thing is, the friends that I have on X, they don't have the same friends. So that means
yeah,
that's somebody else that going to get to see the game.
yeah,
Or like how much it costs to get in. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel like that's what I can bring to the table. That's how I'm gonna push MFL
yeah.
out.
I love that. I love that. And then so we have obviously trial clubs which have their limitations from like the revenue share, etc. But it
Yeah.
provides and allows people like yourself and others who have lots of clubs to basically kind of give their clubs to their friends or whoever with a bit more freedom with regards to like the players that can be put in there. You can put the players in there for them and then delegate it towards them. And if you've got a couple of friends who will take it seriously, but want to be a bit more competitive and not be in Flint and not want to have restrictions, it's a great way for them to do that. So I'm looking forward to it. And it means, there are some scenarios where people might go on holiday and they can't look after their clubs, but they know they can easily, have their friend look after it for a couple of weeks or so.
Yeah.
There's lots of scenarios which it benefits people in. So looking forward to when hopefully we get an official announcement when it's released. New UI, continue progress on the new interface system. Very exciting. We are now starting to transition to the new code structure for the UI. It says even if it will not change visually for you at first. So great to hear there's still progress on the UI. Trial Club, we are finishing the implementation to lock Trial Club once the season ends and lock MFL rewards until the club is upgraded. And then the other, they've got cup knockout stages now autofill once the group stage is complete. No manual admin action needed. And I think that probably go under the radar because, the group stage usually completes for the IMFF Cup on the Tuesday, usually before mid-season break. And it's not until sort of like the Wednesday or the Thursday we actually figure out who we're playing the knockout stage. They're now saying that second that group stage is done and that final game is played, bang, knockouts are in. So very quickly. And how great is it to just see who you're playing instantly? Go, oh my god, I'm playing, Andy, I'm playing you in the knockout stage. You don't have to wait a couple of days.
One thing I don't like it. You know why? Because
Oh,
before that, here's why I don't like it.
go
Just
on
give
then.
me just give me a day. Because before that, I used to take that to my advantage. Because if you play MFL for a while, right? I mean, it's a good thing because they're going
Mm,
to step that, give other player advantage. That's great because anything that you can bring into a fair level, playing field for everybody, it's good. But in my opinion, I don't like it, but am I gonna deal with it? It's not the end of the world. Like we just
yeah.
have to get better. Because the thing is, all right, you know that okay, boom, I finished second, right? So you go to the next division above, you be like, okay, so that person on the relegation in or whatever it is, or this club finished second, so I'm going to now you start wanting friendlies. You start seeing what happened.
You
Because nine out of
crafty
10 times,
man. You crafty man. I knew you were
nine,
going to
nine
say
out of
this.
10 times, he end up lined up perfectly for you too. So what I usually do, I will go play like 5, 10 games between let's just say I'm in division 10. I will play 5, 10 games between second of ninth, eighth, and seven, and then I'll play five game between 11, 12, and 13. So regardless, whoever I play, I'm already know, okay, boom, this team playing this tactic and this team playing that tactic, and now I can counter it. But now it's like it's a fair game for everybody. So I guess I got patched, bro. I got patched.
Yeah, you got patched. You got nerfed. It's the one time where automation has had a negative impact on someone. Usually automation's a good thing. It speeds everything up, makes everyone more efficient. Everyone loves it. You're like, no, I had a little, not quite a loophole,
A
but a
little
little cheek,
thing going on for myself.
a little cheeky play here, and now I've been I've been patched.
I'm getting nerfed.
Yeah, you've been nerfed. And then the last thing they've put is improved handling of late registrations when no leagues are available, ensuring better onboarding for new clubs. If there's anything to the better onboarding and improved hand-led registrations, I'm all for. So, as always, a delightful dev update. We're now going to come to the Diamond League, which I'm going to share my screen for with you, Andy. We always ask our guests, do they take any interest in Diamond League? Do you watch it? Are you a big fan of Diamond League, Andy?
When I first joined MFL, I didn't give a damn about Diamond because my plan is to focus on my team.
Yep.
My plan was to get the French team as high as I can go. If it's Diamond, perfect, then I will be ready for it. Or
Yep.
now I got the Haiti team. That's the only thing that crossed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But before, when I first joined MFL, I didn't really care about Diamond League. I was just caring about my own little bubble.
Yep.
Until one of my best friends from somewhere that me and Bob
Oh, yeah.
connect via a Haitian player on Sorare. He's actually playing on League Two. His name is Johnny Placide. He's a goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah.
So he got him. He got a couple card of him. I think he got a wear and a super wear for those of you that play Sorare. You guys know the card. So every week we'll be chatting about, hey, is he going to the national team? If he got hurt, I will update Bob on that. And then sometimes we chat a little bit about PSG because I have a little bit of insight on PSG, a tiny bit. Not much to the point that I can roll out prediction, but whenever I do, they're kind of like sometimes they're accurate. So I would say it's like
Yeah.
75% accurate. Um, so me and Bob was chatting a lot, and then he saw MFL, and then I talked to him about MFL before that. So he was like, okay, cool. He joined. He was like, hey, can you send me my link? I'm going to give this game a try.
Mm.
So he ended up joining MFL using my link. I appreciate you, Bob, to this day.
Yeah, I love that.
You're one of the person that joined my link that take it all the way to the notch.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal was to get to the Diamond League since you joined. You make sure you back up your word. I'm happy for you, brother. So, and then to make it sweet too, you know, I'm touch on New York, how I was, raised in New York. In New York and everything. So I open a pack. That's when we still have the club pack every season.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still looking for a club, for the U.S. club, because if you look at my gallery, I have, I'm close to get club from every single continent. That's my
Mm.
plan, and I'm going
Yeah.
to
Oh,
touch
nice.
based on that later on in the video. But I open a club pack. I open a Syracuse, New York, which I'll be like, okay, I'm looking for a licensed club from New York, but again, I know Bab from Syracuse, New York, and the
Yeah.
same way you guys was pushing for me to get my Haiti license, my Cap
Yeah.
Haitian. I mean,
Yeah.
basically you say Cap Haitien. That's how you say
Yeah.
it, Cap Haitien. Haiti license. So you guys help me get it, and then right away as soon as I open it, I reach out to Bab and be like, hey, I think I got something that you want. He said, what is it? Like, I'll be like, I got your hometown. He said, hey, bro, like, whatever you want, like, like, I give it to you to get. I was like, Bab, I've been talking to you for so long, man. And for everything people done for me, like, I would not take money from you. And, like, he even, like, after I tell him, hey, I wouldn't take money from him, he sent me an offer for $20 for the club. I accepted and I sent an offer for one of his club for like $20 too. So I'm like, I take that $20 back, brother. Because because that's the community of MFL.
Mm.
The community is so passionate about people. I mean, yes, I know we should be playing against each other to get the club or our club to wherever we want it. But
Yeah.
again, it's like the community like care about people. So I was like, man, I'm not even taking money from you from this country. That's your hometown. I have zero connection with it. Yes, he have New York at the end. I'm looking for a New York license, but it's your hometown. Just take the club, bro. And then
Yeah.
till this day, now because Bob got promoted to Diamond and Sid that I talked to a little bit, I'm
Yep.
all in on Diamond. I watch almost every Diamond game as much as I can now. So,
Mm.
yep. So,
It definitely feels like this season we've had the most eyes on the Diamond League, and I think one because the season favourites of Meta Mercenaries are, as it stands, one game away from being ruled out of the championship, which would be
hmm
huge. But also we've got some the likes of Bob, the likes of Sid, who have quite a big sort of like following around them and support them and watch their games, like yourself, Andy, like the Ramble, like all the different communities following people like Sid and Bob. Um, there's more eyes on the Diamond League because they want them to do well. And just to give a rundown on the league as it stands before match day 20, so before Sunday's game, by the time this is released, the table could have changed slightly. We currently have XVIX's Bishoni Milano top of Diamond with 45 points. Behind them, with only 2 points behind, is Bob's Soul Iron Pigs. Then Meta Mercenaries are third with 38 points. So 45, 43, 38. It gets really juicy because tonight's game is between Bob and Bishoni Milano. So it's first v second tonight, which is huge because you would like to think that whoever potentially wins that maybe has one hand on the title, especially if it's Bishoni Milano and they can extend their lead to, what would it be, to 5 points. That's quite a big ask from 2 games left. Bishoni Milano do have a Titans Cup final on Tuesday against Club Atletico Tango, so there could be some juiciness there. But there are some big games still to go. We've got Bishoni Milano Bob. We've then got Bishoni Milano Meta Mercenary. So there is still a world where Meta Mercenaries can win Diamond, but it's looking pretty unlikely, which is surprising. And then the bottom end of the table, we've got Hamburg Harmony, managed by Trust the Process. That's relegated. And then we've got DFC, Amsterdam Lions, and Naples Gold Feathers in 17th and 19th. Sao Paulo have crept up into there, which is managed by OK Yeah Sure. So that's Brian, which is doing a great job. He's now in that relegation playoff, but that's still a lot better than just that relegation spot. And then we've got GTA Ontario just above them. It's sort of like, the rest of the teams in the middle. But it's going to be one for the ages because on Wednesday's final WenDirk watch along of the season of match day 22, we could be going down to the final game this season, not only for relegation, but also for the title as well. And we want these sort of big, high stake, these big leagues, high stakes to go down to the last match day because that's what it's all about. That the nerves, the every goal matters. We don't want it done and dusted before the season's ended. Before the last game. Sorry. We want it to go down to the wire, and that's what it looks like. And Andy, I know Bob is 2 points behind Bishoni Milano at the moment, and he plays them later today. Do you think? Do you think they can do it? Do you think they can beat Bishoni Milano, then push on and claim that Diamond Championship?
Bob winning the title all the way, man. I have no doubt.
Well, that is what when SR Monkey David came on for our season 9 preview, he said either Bob or Sid will win the league. And so far, if it's looking pretty good. It's looked good for most of the season. It has, but it's not over yet. We've got 3 games to play, and there's everything to play for. So
Everything on
I
the
don't know.
line.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't. We can probably say with confidence, it's not. If Meta Mercenaries win the title now, then it will be unreal. Like that's there's 9 points on offer, and he's 7 points behind first. So first and second have to basically draw and then lose their remaining games for him to have a chance. Whilst Meta wins all theirs, but
Yeah.
it looks like it's going to be a Bishoni Milano or a Bob's Soul Iron Pigs Diamond title. So I'm very excited for this.
Like
I'm very
the
excited
funny
for
thing is, it's like Meta Mercenary. They're like the Real Madrid of the world, of the MFL world, and then everybody hope like praying on the downfall. Like, please don't win this shit this year.
Yeah, it's probably like a bittersweet thing for Ronan, where he doesn't want to lose the title, but then that shows when everyone's like, oh my god, Ronan's not winning the title, but that's just how powerful and how strong that team is that we're now just so used to in this situation. Meta Mercenary is still going on and winning the league. Their dynasty across this is our 9th season, and they've won 7 out of a possible 8 previous Diamond titles and done the double on multiple occasions. Like, that is just, to do it on such a consistent level is very respectable and
Telling you,
very
man, they
outstanding.
are Real
So,
Madrid of MFL world.
mm.
They like pretty soon he's going to start flexing his 16 trophies.
So, good luck to those left in Diamond who've got things to play for. One thing I forgot to update in the dev updates, I always like to tell us how many trial clubs we've had. We've got now. We now have 2,278 trial clubs. That is a 4.8% increase on the figures from last week. So we're still increasing in trial clubs. We'll come on to the market moves now. Obviously, I still really can't talk much about the sales of particular rarities because the air table's still not fixed. Still only showing from the 20th of October, but it doesn't hold me back from revealing this week's Splash of the Week. This week's Splash of the Week goes by a Japanese name, which I probably should have practiced its pronunciation beforehand until I've just read the name for the first time in the last couple of days. Hideki Aoyama. I think I'll smash that one, to be fair. He's 91 rated, and he was bought for $850 by the manager called Loopy Chimp, which I've never seen that username before. So
No.
being sold by Amino48, which I'm pretty sure is 408 source, being bought by Loopy Chimp, age 23, position left mid cam, Japanese, 91 rated, 74 pace, 91 shooting, 92 passing, 91 dribbling, 87 defending, and 86 physical. I guess a very tidy pickup. A 91 rated player, 23 years old, for $850. I think that's
So
I'm
where
not.
is he going to play? Is he going to play in Plat or something?
That's a really good question. That's a really
Or
good question, Andy.
is he building up for like potentially buying a diamond?
Well, this particular manager does have a gold license. So it could be going into gold. We know strength creep's a big thing, and you can still get 90 rated players who sit in gold. He has his gold club has a 95 rated goalkeeper in it. He is retiring at the end of the season, but which actually I've just looked at the goalkeeper in that team. That goalkeeper went from a 58 to a 95. It was bought
Ultimate,
for $5 nearly a
anything is
year ago.
possible.
And yeah, and it's gone up by like, that's crazy, man. We
Anything
all
is
hope for that
possible.
dream.
We all hope for it. But
We'll,
that's the thing about MFL. The power creep right now, it's real until the retirement start kicking down people's door. And
yeah.
that's when you're going to see like, okay, you have a little bit more even team. But even right now, my French team is like it's impossible to win, like to get a good sitting in bronze. And bronze right now is like you seeing a lot of legend players in there. I'm
I
talking
think
about
people
87,
notice that
88.
when you go into bronze, the step up from iron to bronze in terms of quality, depending on what league you get put into in bronze, can be quite steep. Like
Yeah, you need to be ready.
you occasionally see some Legos and iron, you see quite a few, but bronze is a step up, and I've heard people
Yeah.
say that. We know silver's big, gold's big, platinum, diamond, but I think now that strength creep is really coming into bronze big time now. I mean, but I've always mentioned FC Cincinnati. It's a bronze team that's in the Wentz and Wyverns League, and they're currently sat second bottom, and they have 289s and 288s and 87, and they're sat second bottom of bronze. That
Yeah.
team is like clear on paper of the rest of the teams in my league. I just don't know how, profound slogan,
Mismanagement.
manages it, because he's gone up to silver and he's come back down. I went, oh no, he's back down again. I think I did end up beating him twice, but it's one of those where I'm sat, scratching my head. How are you, that far down? I'm looking at the table now. He's 5 points from getting out of the relegations into the relegation playoff. If he loses his game tonight, then we could see, because that's his highest rated team, we could see 89s and iron next year, depending on how he plays it. And I know those people in that division won't be happy. They won't be happy, bunnies and iron, if they see 289s and 288s. So I kind of hope it gets relegated, because I don't want to play that team in bronze, because I know one season it will click and it will work. but I
Yeah.
kind of want to see 89s get relegated.
And
I'm sorry for Pound
especially
Soda.
and especially too with them keeping the same engine. So
Mm,
now a lot of team that if you're fighting for like promotion, my goal for anybody is to just trying to get out the division that you're currently in, regardless if
mm,
you're going up or down. Like because with the same engine is like now everybody going to be like, okay, this worked for me, this didn't work. So now people are going to make adjustment. And with
mm,
adjustment, you better like buy players to counter
mm,
to counter them or play a lot of friendlies, not a lot, but because you already play an entire season with
mm,
the same players, which is that's what helped me a lot of time with the um like with my Haiti team that currently in iron going to bronze. My goal is to keep pushing through and don't make any silly mistake that can cost me my promotion because I already spent one season in iron. I don't want to spend another season because I have something to play for. I have players that getting all in my hand. My goal is to
mm,
try and get to like silver by the time they retire. So it's like with that being said, it's like, hey, it's the same engine. Like everybody's on, there's smarter managers out there. They
mm,
can tell, okay, they like high pressing didn't work. Let me try to push like, have just my forward pressing and keep everybody back.
mm.
So now when I got the ball, so you have to be ready. So if you're fighting for promotion, just keep fighting for it. Because
Yeah.
next season engine, people is going to be mourning even more because people are going to be like, okay, now I learned this engine. Now I can run.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point because we're going to get the same engine for the most part as for season 10 as it was for season 9. You're right. With people having more time to figure out, we'll say, to get
Mhm.
better and learn how to play with the engine, will we see more competitive matches and leagues next season as everyone gets to grip? Now, there's not going to be a new engine. How does my team now perform in this engine? Do I have to get used to it for a bit? It's no, actually, the people who already were doing well might continue to do well, but I think everyone who was struggling will then catch up, and not all the way, but they'll catch up a bit of the way. And do we suddenly see, teams that were struggling last season and maybe just avoided relegation now can push on because they've got their head around the engine, wrapped their head around the engine. But it's interesting you
Yeah,
said earlier about the strength creep bit and about the mass retirements. I think it will show in 4 or 5 seasons time, maybe a bit less than that, 3 4, who's been doing like long-term planning and thinking about mass retirement. Because I look at agencies, even my own, and you look at it on desktop or mobile, and the first 5 or 6 best rated players in your agency that pop up when you look at someone's agency profile. A lot of them now say like 33, 34, 35, 36. Whereas 10 seasons ago, these were, 26-year-old players, 25-year-old players. Everyone's best players now are, are the oldest
like
players.
I'm pushing 30s,
Yeah, they're they're
mid
pushing
30s at
30,
that
they're
too.
pushing 40s. Some of them at this rate, and it's like they will give at some point. So obviously we've got some of them who retire on average at 37 compared to 35, but we will start to see big retirements in the next 4 to 6 seasons, and it's some managers. I think they'll clearly show who have prepared for it or not.
A lot
So
of people not ready for it, Jimbo. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie to you. So
yeah,
it's like even me right now, I'm going to get a little bit over 90K
mm,
MFL. And I do have 25K sitting in my account,
yeah,
like or a
nice.
little bit above that. So I'm thinking about, do I need to go out there? Because my
That
plan is to strengthen up my iron team that going into bronze. Do I
mm,
get 100 packs so I can make sure I get like a 80 to 84, or do I save it for following season and go in with that team and see how we do? Because
yeah.
the division that we're going into, it's a little. I feel like I'm not going to say I'm going to win the title, but I can push in for a playoff spot for
Yeah.
silver.
Yeah, it's always a big question, isn't it, around this time of the season? How will people spend their MFL? Previously, people were either getting the reward packs, selling the reward packs, that sort of thing to try and raise money to then pick players off the marketplace with the money because it's the most effective way to just buy players in. But I'm in the similar boat now to you, Andy, where I'm thinking for the first time this season, do I just hold on to MFL until I need to use it? Do I wait? Do I want to use it and spend and buy packs? Yes, of course I do. I want to buy packs, open packs. I've been quite good and lucky with my rare packs I've bought previously. But do I need to do it this season? Probably not, because I've got no one who's leaving my agency who's in like their rares. Once someone does, I might think about it then. So, it's a Dirk dilemma, we call it. Like, what is the best solution for this? Do you hold on to your MFL and then bank it all up and then buy your rare packs or buy your uncommon packs, legendary packs when you need to and have that risk? Or do you try and buy packs and, sell them so you can raise money to buy players? It's a tough decision to have. And I think many managers don't know what the best option is, but you just do whatever feels right. I think I've already hold to some MFL this season. I say that, and 2 weeks
You end
time,
up spending
I'll be
everything.
posting on Twitter. Oh, I just got this 83 rated player in my reward pack. But hopefully, I will. I'll
I
prevent
said the
myself from
same thing
doing that.
last season. I'm going to hold on to get for at the end of this season. If I hold on to what I got last year, I would be able to get possibly like a legendary player, like the lowest one.
Yeah,
And from that, I open a pack, and then I got a 80. I would say 82 or 83 center back. I mean, not center back, left back.
yeah,
So which is perfect because I believe he has 79 pace, 78 passing,
hmm
77 dribbling, and 86 defense, and then 80 physical, which is pretty, like, yes, he's not super fast, but he's pretty good
mm,
for a white back. So I can't
yeah.
ask for more.
Yeah, I think I hold on to mine, but it's quite hard. So when you see everyone opening reward packs and showing their players, it's quite hard to just sit there and on your hands and not buy packs when you see you've got the balance to do it. It's quite hard to do that, but
Yeah,
it's discipline, and um,
to stay
hopefully,
focused.
exactly, got to stay focused. So we'll stay focused. Hopefully we can do that. Right, let's move on to our main topic of this week's episode, which is all about MFL ideas. So, we love a good debate, and I think a lot of you are going to enjoy this one. We've asked you, the MFL community, if you could add one or many things, as some of the responses was, to the game, what would it be? And we've had plenty of responses, some amazing ideas, and Andy and I are going to basically try go through as many of them as we can. For some of you, you've suggested similar things, so hopefully, we'll get everyone's sort of discussed. But Andy, you are our guest on today's episode. Before we jump into all of the lovely ideas that the community have sent through, because I'm going to let you. I'm going to give the floor to you first. You could suggest the first idea of this episode. I know you've had many amazing ones. If you could add one thing to MFL, on your MFL wish list, we'll call it, that the game needs next, what would it be?
Can I say two things?
Of course you can. Of course you can. I'll allow it. Of course you can.
Trophy room. I'm tired of clicking that little button, like that little arrow to keep going back and forth. Like, oh, like the other day I was talking to a friend of mine. He was like, "Damn, you have like, do you want any trophies?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I have to keep clicking and showing him this, I win this, I win that, I win this. But again, if we can have something in our HQ, which I asked about,
Mm,
or like into the when you go into the club, you have a little section that's a trophy, and when you click on it, all you see is all your trophies. Then you can filter it by for the one on HQ, you can filter it by players or team.
mm.
You get what I'm saying? So now,
Yeah, yeah.
like when you have that little filter, you can actually search it too. You can search certain players if you know it by head. You can just type it in, and then you see all the trophy. Like you see the player when you click on the player, and then right under the player, there's a page, a blank page. You see all his trophy come down. His golden boot, assist, if you get anything like that, golden gloves, and stuff like that. And for the club, you can, once you type the club name, you see all the previous trophies that they won,
Mm,
club or club. And my next one will be rivalry timeline.
mm.
So basically, it's like you track your record versus specific club, like a head-to-head history. When
Yep,
you
love that.
type club, he show you everything that you needed.
Yeah.
And to sneak in one last one in,
Yeah, go on.
You see how the Premier League, right? Um, like also it's not rivalry, it's timeline also. It's like a little like graph that tell you, hey, in season six you finish third, and
Mhm.
just like a little arrow that going like the market, like like stock market. He
Yeah, yeah,
giving the arrow that going up and down. Hey, this season you finish this, and I also would like to get one a live one for the middle of the season, especially if you're a team that go up bounce left
Mhm.
and right because you decide to sit out a player during a league game for cup. That you sure, hey, this day game week 5 you was third, and game week 7 you're like sixth. They show you going from like third dropping to 7, and then it's like a little heartbeat, like you're going up and down. If we can
Yeah.
have that, I think that would change the game a little bit.
Yeah, I'll start with your last one there. I think something that'd be really great. I know that on MFL Manager, which was the site Bastiste looked after, on
Mm.
their club info page there, he had sort of like a little diagram like that. And I think something, I know at FM they have it just to show the history of the club, in Iron this season finished first, and the next sort of bar is, obviously it'd be bronze if he came first, and then so on and so forth to see that timeline, that history. I think a lot of managers, and I'm gonna, what you suggested about the trophy cabinet. I think that's another great idea. When you look at I'm on desktop right now. You look at a team's page, you can only see 2 trophies. If we looked at my agency right now for Wentz and Wyverns, you go, oh, you've got the arrow to scroll down, but it's not the same as a trophy cabinet. Having that trophy cabinet would be nice. I'm going to expand on that. Please bring back engraved trophies. I know we got told that apparently uh, that it would like took too much time, but in season 0.1, if you won a trophy, it had the season and your club name on it. So the Wentz and Wyverns won the Iron Division in season 0.1, which must be about 2 years ago now, 2.5 years ago. But if you click on the trophy, it says Wentz and Wyvern FC season 0.1 Iron Division. And it just gives that trophy a bit more, personality, a bit more connection to the team. When someone wins the Champions League and
Yeah,
they
and
they
then they put the name.
engrave and you
Yeah.
see them there, the full-time whistle's gone, and the guy's there with his little drill going typing it, yeah, typing in there, and it makes the trophy feel more prestigious, doesn't it?
Oh,
Um,
and one more thing before we go into the like to the community
yeah.
suggestion, like a legacy badge, right? For players and club. I just said, hey, this player hit 500, goals.
Mhm.
That midfielder of yours hit 200 assists. Your
Yeah.
goalkeeper win certain golden boot and keep like a certain rating for an entire season. If they do
Mhm.
it for go striker for example, or any player score like 500 goals, they get a
Yeah.
little badge next to their thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
next to the card. Hey, that'd be good. And then
Mm.
you got clubs. You win 2 promotion in the world. You got a little special badge, like next to a little shiny thing. I mean, yes, it's not improving your win game, but if you get promoted to like let's just say you're in iron going to bronze, once you get promoted, you got a little shiny thing next to your name. Now people be like, okay, this is the team I need to watch out for. They gain promotion like twice in a row, or
Mm.
they outscore everybody, in bronze or whatever it is. We need to watch out for that team. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, he's not going to be a game breaker, but it's just a little shiny thing for the eyes.
Yeah, and anything extra flavor, I know Calvin and I was just called extra flavor that doesn't change the engine, doesn't change the way we play, but it just adds extra layers to make the experience more enjoyable for users. We've seen with things like the rapid play and the goal rush, if people's desire to chase a custom pitch, to chase a custom kit pattern, which has no impact on how your players play, but people want to have something different that other managers don't have, and people will
Like the
chase
jersey.
that. Yeah, and people will chase that. Like, I've not got the rabid pitch, and I'm like, oh, I'm jealous. I've not got it. And other people haven't
I
got
don't have
the
it
the
too.
the rabid kit like pattern. I've got that, and other people haven't. So like, it's those small things. People will. they get FOMO for not having them. And if you can, try and obtain some of those, whether it's through the badges or whatever, I think people will go for it.
The funny thing is, I have the jersey onto the Haiti team, and I'm loving it, bro. Like that's one of like
Yeah,
I want this to be my main team, and then of course I'm still gonna care about the French team. I don't think I'm going to, even though last night I was like while I was thinking about the show that we're going to have today, I was like,
yeah,
damn, with the Haiti team moving up to bronze, I'm not going to have enough players to have two bronze team. Do
mm,
I sell that team and trying to get like another Paris French
hmm,
at a lower division, which I know I can still play with and I still have connection to Paris. So
yeah,
I was thinking, I was like, you know what? He was a gift from MFL. Even if the ship is sinking, I don't think I will sell that team. So I think I'm gonna keep it and
mm,
figure it out. If I have to give 40% out, get
yeah.
some players in there to
So be it.
compete, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. And a lot of so we'll come back to like the stats and the trophies and all that sort of thing. A lot of the community have been asking for this as well, and that's what they really want. And it's interesting. A lot of these aren't, some of these what we're going to go through are engine based. Some of them are like stat based. So I know that Bruce replied back saying club history, stats and records, which Charles Young, um, T. Switz, Tom Mitchum, lots of other managers, and I imagine plenty of others who didn't respond to this. Like, please give us club history, which a timeline, the head to head. Please give us stats and records for the club, for players as well. If I remember Andy a couple months ago, you were like, "Oh, one of your players has scored X amount of goals because you added them all up." But what if you could go on a player and just in all the in all the competitions in the league and the cup, you can just quickly see what's his total
Yes.
goals, assists, maybe is his career, but also what was the total for when he was at this club? What's the total when he was at, XY club? I think people love to see these stats and records and head to head. And I will say, folks, my 2 cents on this is just my speculation opinion that I could see this sort of thing coming with a UI update. If they know that player profile, pages might change in design, maybe these are hopefully things they are incorporating into that UI design for when it does get released in the future, they are in there rather than adding something now to then have to redesign it, if that kind of makes sense. That's purely speculation, and I kind of hope it does. If that is the case, and MFL, if you're listening, I know you are, please say that I'm right. I'd love to be right in that sense. But I think, one of the most liked ones, ideas and suggestions was regarding player history, club history, stats, records. Andy, you alluded to it, the rivalries, things which have been built up over time, which are really hard to actually go back and look at. So, you said you're celebrating there.
Yep.
I know that Leon PSG is playing right now. Is that to do with that game? You celebrating?
No, but he have to
Oh,
be with my Haiti team. I just put a little bit of gap between me and winning even more because he drew today and I won.
oh,
So
nice.
that's going to bring me up to be exactly. I currently have 50 points and he have 44. 6 points. 2 game left, and I scored 50 goals. He scored 43. I only considered 12. He considered 9. So goal difference is like I'm sitting at 38 and he's sitting at 34. With 2 game left,
Nice.
it's kind of pretty safe to say like, hey, all I need to do is just win one more game and draw the other one or lose the
Yeah,
other one, and I'm good.
it's looking good
Promotion
for you,
to
my man.
bronze.
Looking good.
Woo!
There we go.
My weight changed
Um,
from 7.5. Now we can say 9 because I wanted that
Bosh,
since the
there we
beginning.
go. 9 for the week. We love that. We love that, Andy. So we've had club history, stats, records. Bruce also. Actually, no. I'll come back to some of Bruce's because I want to keep it in the same sort of tone
Mm-hmm.
and topic. Flatfoot NJ said, "What if MFL come up with one big number to sum up all your stats, club, players, and trophies, and called like an MFL score?" He put, "I don't know. I just made it up, and it will always be an arbitrary number, but something to easily compare yourself to other people around MFL." I know you've got the leaderboards. You can see who's got the most players, the most clubs, etc. But actually, how do you compare yourself to them? And maybe this could be something like that. I will kind of add to this, but
Mm-hmm.
kind of different. Um, is that, and I know that Josh excels, Palmer and a few others, I think it was during the Paris event, we spoke to the MFL team about this, something we'd like in terms of like not like a review system, but some sort of data-driven score that tells you as a manager like how reputable you are from like a loaning in, loaning out, that sort of thing. Some people have said, "Oh, maybe you can leave a review," but I don't think it should have no sort of like emotion in it. It should be, Andy, I loaned you a player and you said 15 minimum games and you didn't give him 15 games, so you're automatically going to have like a little decrease in your reputation. So people, when
So
people might then loan to you, and go, actually he's not always, sometimes you can see which managers will fulfill contracts because some people
okay,
get
so
frustrated with them not being fulfilled.
the best way I would say we can go about it is like if that player don't hit your player target automatically out of the 5 stars, like 5 star ranking.
Yeah,
So
little
like now you start
eBay
losing
ranking.
like half a stars. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but the way like if that player keep hitting the target or the players and everything else, you know what I'm saying? So now is that you can't give that player a negative star if that player or that manager tell you, hey, I'm going to be able to play your player for
Mm,
XYZ amount of game and they play it.
mm.
So even if you're trying to give them like a 1 star because your player didn't perform well, that's on your player. But if they say, hey, I'm gonna play your player for 10 game and that player did play the 10 game, like that player deserve a 4 star minimum.
Yeah, I think it has to be data driven. I think it has to
Yeah.
be, it can't be. You missed a player by one game, and it was it was a big game or whatever, and I'm like, oh, Andy, I hate you, man. I'm going to give you, a 1 out of 5. I don't think that's fair. But if it was like you missed this player's minimum contract clause by 10%
By
of the
record.
matches by a long way, then it automatically affects like a reputation score. I
Yeah.
know that's kind of, there's always things about not classifying, but almost like ranking people of things like that, which can kind of get a bit out of hand at times. But I think if you're a new user or any user looking to loan to a manager, if you know that manager is reputable and fulfills contracts, then you feel confident and trust people. Trust the process, for example. I know he's always said, Fabian said, in good faith, I don't trust other people with my players. He has over 1,000 players. I don't trust them. He's like, it's nothing to do with them, but it's like, I know I trust myself to give them the right games and playing
Amount of
time.
games. I
So I
believe.
will always do it myself. So I think maybe something could be done. That'd be quite
Yeah,
interesting.
especially when you won like a what, 18 man roster, something
Yeah.
like that. So,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
So, yeah, I think anything to do with a stat like that could be quite interesting. But I think definitely if we look at what we've just discussed, the priorities would be that club history, stats, records. I know that would go a long way with the community. They would
Yeah.
love that because it makes things like the social media presence, it just lifts it because people are, oh, look at this, I can now see the stats of my players, and you can share that sort of thing, and you can share who your the highest scorer is in your agency because you can see it really quickly and you can see those achievements and milestones, and that stuff's really cool. And maybe we have this onboarding mission list, and it could be like, oh, you gain 500 MFL if a player in your agency scores 100 goals. Just small things. MFL is negligible, but it's something to hit, and it's an extra, like, oh, congrats, you had a player who's played 1,000 matches in his
It's
career,
an
or like,
extra thousand,
yeah,
two
and it's like that,
thousand.
it's that sort of stuff. It's the big achievements are really tough. Oh, you had a player who's won 5 trophies. Like, oh, cool. Here's 500 MFL, and it doesn't have to. It's not game changing, hopefully, and they can do all the maths and the economics because they're far more educated and professional in that sense than myself and others are. But I think it's just gamifying those sort of achievements. I think are really really interesting.
Like especially like I believe like not to go off track, like you said, right? In pro club FIFA,
Yeah.
I have I'm coming from an ultimate team background.
Mm.
I literally this is the first year I didn't buy FIFA.
Yeah.
I used to buy FIFA every year, pre-order it, the highest one, so I
Mm-hmm.
can get all the ultimate packs and everything, the legend and everything else. This is the first season I didn't buy FIFA, and I'm till this day I don't even. My friend playing it, I was like, yeah, I'm better off playing MFL because I don't. I like the whole thing is about FIFA is like every season you have to keep changing your players, and FIFA know it. FIFA know the addiction into into the game. It's like every 2 weeks there's a promo pack coming out.
Yeah.
You have Mbappe already. Oh yeah, he got a +5 in shooting, +5 in running.
Yeah.
Hanging on, like and you're going crazy for it, spending $200 opening packs, like.
Mm.
But with MFL, it's like he give you a little bit more stability. If you don't
Yeah.
want to buy more packs, you can just sit on what you have and develop your players. Which this is the first season, like after what 15 years, 20 years buying FIFA straight, I'm
Yeah.
not buying FIFA this season.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's quite a few users share that reasoning. So another one which I know you'll like, Bruce suggested, also David Russo, rounding about upgradable stadiums and what we can do around that with custom stadiums. I know that if let me find I know that I'm just looking here on the MFL white paper, looking on the page called Looking Ahead, which is sort
Hmm.
of their plans.
Wait, did they
Um,
just add that, or you been there?
no. So that was a suggestion from people about the stadiums. But what I wanted to say before we get our opinions on it is something in their Looking Ahead section does say future asset classes such as infrastructure items could have varying rarity tiers and like players would be dynamic and upgradable. It's worth saying the Looking Ahead page does say while we hope to add the following elements to the ecosystem at some point, they are all very much in the ideation stage of the process. And also, it's worth noting, I'm not sure. Oh, that was last updated 9 months ago. So I will also say, it's maybe a little call to MFL. Some things like the Looking Ahead page, it would be nice to see that updated. And I understand things change, priorities change, but if there's something you're not going to do now, maybe
Check
remove
it
it
out.
from it, or something
Yeah,
is in the next 6 months will come on there. Be quite nice to see. But I know, Andy, I wanted to bring stadiums up because you post some graphics sometimes where you've customized the outside of the pitch and everything like that. You're a very passionate man when it comes to having sort of an asset as a
design,
stadium. Yeah, talk to me
visual.
about it. Talk to me about your idea for
So,
that.
so which stadium, right? I'm pretty sure we all get tired of looking at just the pitch, right? I mean, especially like I get tired of it. So, so if we can have, I know, MFL can generate like 200 stadium from
Mm,
Flint to Diamond, right? Where Diamond probably get the better, you know, outside of the pitch
yeah, yeah.
stadium. Yes, we're not getting the full pitch. We're just getting the stand,
Mm,
but just having stand and a couple, you know, I'm not asking for like 3D fan now, right? If we can just have some people just standing there, like with different color shirt of the team, like blue, red, yellow, white. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So where maybe like Diamond probably get like out of the 100, we'll probably get 20 or 30 of that stadium by themselves.
mm,
And then where Flint get like maybe a 5 or 10, 5 or 10 different stadium. I mean, I would say five because we we have like 8 more division to worry about to split
yeah.
the stadium even. So for example, like Flint, they get like on one sided, bleachers. I mean, seat bleachers, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
So because Flint is the lowest division, there's no need for them to have a stadium that can take like 5,000 people. They can
Mm,
just get a small little sitting area that can hold like five, 600, 800 people. So you
yeah.
just have one sided, or if you want to put like one sided a little bit, half of that, and then you put another 50 behind the team, the home
Mm,
team thing, kind of like you yes, it's not going to have game effect, but in your mind you're gonna be like if they're booing, like especially when the sound came in, you're in like, oh, like mentally going about, oh shit, is my player going to miss the penalty kick?
Yeah.
It's not anything special, but it's something that's visual.
Mm.
But as you're moving up the ladder, you're unlocking other stadium. Or if you don't unlock it, you can there's upgrades into the game that you can do. Different pitches, different bleachers, sitting area, and everything else that you
Mhm.
can do, like for corner kicks and everything else. So you know what I'm saying. So you can do small upgrades until you get to diamond. When you start getting, hey, you're getting the fancy one, 2 or 3 levels into the seating. You know what I'm saying. So it's like it's small thing, but that will make visually you will be like
Mm.
pretty nice.
Do you think as well, like it should be some sort of asset that you can upgrade? Whether it's, I know one of the ideas that David Russo had was stadium and shops, tickets and shop sales, profit based on fan base. I'm not sure how any of that would work. I know I think it's like Top 11 has stuff like that, and then
Top
you
11 have it.
like a revenue that can
Football
then be
Manager have it.
upgrade facilities. I'm not sure if there's, should those facilities give any boost, because then I feel like boosting consumables gets a bit of a
Yeah.
tricky ground then about the impacts of things like that. But I think maybe having sort of an asset that as a stadium that you could upgrade is an extra. People like extra things to spend MFL on as well, not just always
So
on player packs. I think people will say if people have the opportunity to spend it MFL on upgrading a stadium, people will do it. And ultimately for MFL, it takes MFL. Say MFL so many times in this sentence. If people, it but MFL as a game, as a company, if they can spend it on like a stadium, they can spend it on the kits rebranding, etc. It's money. It's MFL taken away from the ecosystem, and anything it probably the marketplace wise it helps all that because there's less players, etc., etc., etc. But if you give people something to spend MFL on, you better believe they will do it. We look at the rabid play. People don't have MFL, like myself. We're like, oh, I can't play in half of them. People want, even if it takes like 500 MFL, people want to, they don't, the FOMO, don't underestimate the power of FOMO of not being able to use the MFL to upgrade a stadium. Because you better know if someone upgrades that stadium to the full, they're bragging about it. It may have no impact on the game, but it looks great, and your agency and club can show it off, and people want that.
so with the upgrading MFL, I wouldn't do it for like MFL coins. I would just keep that separate.
Mm.
I would do the upgradable up to like $30, $40. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can upgrade your team. The lower division that you're in, it might cost you what, $5 to upgrade a stadium. But the
Could
high,
you maybe do it a bit like packs where you can do it with dollar or MFL?
yes, yes. I mean you can do
I
that.
think that sounds probably fair, doesn't it? I
Yeah,
think
I mean that's fair.
if you earn MFL, then you can't spend it on upgrading a stadium. Maybe you have the option, a bit like
Yeah.
packs. You can use them for money or MFL.
Or you're talking about like the same way that they have for certain packs, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you can either pay with card or yeah,
Yeah.
MFL. Which is fair. I believe like upgradable should go up, not past, like $50 or forty
Mm.
dollars. But if you inflate, it's like you can spend like 1,000 MFL, because I think the lowest pack is what, 600 MFL.
Yeah, that's a low
So
football pack, yeah.
a
Yeah.
thousand to make your stadium look somewhat good is
Mm.
not bad. And as for selling ticket, um,
I'm not
we
sure how
can
that would
add
all
it.
work, but yeah, I'm not sure
I
how it
don't
would
know
work.
how it will work because we already have. Hey, you finish there, you get maybe like for Flint. I think if you finish first, you get what, 1,000 MFL,
Something
1,200.
like that. I don't know the exact numbers, yeah.
So, for example, right, if you're already getting that, so now you're selling ticket to the fan buying it. The only thing I can quickly think of is that, okay, boom. If you win a game in Flint, you earn like maybe after each game you probably win like 20. I mean not 20. You earn like one MFL
Like
as a
yeah,
revenue for
a
ticket.
little bonus, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a little kicker, like maybe one, or like just all depending on how generous MFL want to be with it
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Because you can,
Like 1%.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the season, you get a 1% increase in earnings or something like that.
So
Yeah.
you still get the prize pool, and you probably get like maybe 50 or 100 MFL from your ticket revenues.
Mm.
So that's the only thing. But if you start losing, the fan going to be like, hey, if you're on a 5 game losing streak, and we all know this, the fan going to stop coming to the game. So you're not going to get as much kicker as possible. You lose 2 games in a row, that's a red flag right there. So now if you probably was going to get 100 MFL back on top of whatever you going to get, now you're looking at getting possibly like 70 MFL, 50,
Mm.
and the higher the division you are, it's a little bit more and it's a little bit less for each team too. So it's based on division. Not
Yeah.
something that's game breaking, but it's something that'd be like, okay, I win all my game. I'm going to get 1,200 MFL, and then I'm going to get my kickers probably like 100 MFL. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
so that's the only
Yeah.
thing I can quickly think of. So
Yeah, I think like a little, like a 1% bonus or something to the end of the season or something like that is like a maybe something sale orientated. But yeah, I'm not sure how that dynamic and mechanic would work and
yeah,
interact with the rest of the game. But I think we can both agree that some sort of upgradable asset of a stadium, not sure on the impact it has, but in terms of maybe just like an aesthetic and something you can upgrade and look at and it makes the match experience better, I think we can both agree that's a really great idea that should be
I'm
introduced into the game.
telling you right now, they put that out. I'm willing to put $30 into my stadium right now.
Right, let's look at some more. So, we've got some quick ones that we can probably fire through. Risu has said being able to bid on clubs, some that are listed, some are not. I would hope that we can now offer for players. I would assume that clubs is probably the next thing. I think bidding on clubs or offering for clubs um is sort of in the pipeline. I would love to be able to offer for clubs. Sometimes you can't contact people who owns a club, you don't know how to contact them, but a little offer to a club maybe would make your life easier, Andy. You can't contact someone who's got a Haiti license, but you could send them an offer. They might be able to see that offer.
Yeah, but also with the bidding thing, though, how would that work? So the
I, th-
only
I
thing,
think I think it's referring to like offers. I think
yeah,
it's referring to like offers rather than like bidding, as in like a countdown, like an eBay
but
sort of
also
thing.
too, like I think bidding on players, because remember FIFA have that too,
Mm,
so they can actually do it for club and players. Because the only way I can think of, let's just say you have a club or player, right? The player going for like the player worth $30,
yeah.
right? But you're willing to go for $20, like a little discount. Okay, I'll sell it for like $20. Yes, he's going for 30. You listed the
Mm,
first bidding for $20. Everybody know that player was $30.
mm,
So now you listed for 20 or 25. So what's going to happen? People are going to start bidding on it. Like you can list it for like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days, or like 24 hours.
yeah.
But in your head, is nobody going to let somebody else win a player that worth $30 for $20. So 9 out of
Yeah.
10 times you're probably going to end up at 29.99 or $32.
Mm,
So there's that one person that's going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to let Jimbo win that club for like $20. He's going to get like a $10 profit already on that.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think bidding will be a great thing to add to the game, because that's only going to make somebody, because we all human. We all be like, nah, like there's a competitiveness on anything that we do,
Mm,
boys or girls. We all have
yeah.
that competitive mindset that, hey, I'm not going to let that person win this player for $10 when he's worth 15, $20. I'm gonna make
Hmm.
sure that I push the needles to the point that I make you overpay for it. And I
Yeah.
see that on Sorare for some players. Like once you start going into that bidding war with somebody, and it start getting a little fun, you forget that, hey, that player that you going to buy for $45, that player only worth $30. You're
Hmm.
willing to pay that $15 premium for it. And
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a good thing too for the game. It's like especially like when you buy for a premium, like $15 premium, and MFL do get like $2 out of it. That also a revenue share for MFL too. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
They should bring it in the marketplace for club and players. So yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, I think just to read Reese's exact tweet, it's making it possible to bid on clubs not listed and send offers to the listed ones. So yeah, I think we've covered that. Right, I've got some other ones we can fly through here because some bigger ones I want to spend more time, but some smaller ones I
Mhm.
know we kind of can already answer.
Mhm.
We've got here EZX. He put players to be wearing the kits of the club they are signed for if they have one designed. If we're thinking of fun features, that will be something that will come into MFL. We know
Mhm.
that. We just know the kit maker doesn't have that functionality right now, but we know that the kits we create will eventually be on the players that are in the club. So great idea. And guess what? It's coming to NFL, but it's not right now. Another one he suggested was changing formation and make
Oh, you
subs
caught
mid
out
game if
Jimbo.
we're thinking about gameplay, which also, who else suggested that? David Russo saying subs during game and injuries. I'm going to kind of combine those both together because we know that substitutions will be a thing from a pre-game tactic, a bit like the match plans. We know we'll be able to in the future say bring on this player at this time or bring this player on, etc., etc. So I'm going to kind of say that idea is going to happen because we will be able to change formations and make subs. Not mid-game, we won't be able to like live, but we'll be able to make changes for the mid-game before the match starts. So I think that's the best way to do it. I think if you make those changes live, a lot of people
Yeah,
downscale their
I don't think it's
agencies.
going
And
to
even
work
if it
live.
has like, yeah, exactly. If it has a 1% impact and it's like a small impact and, that can change the game if you're there live, people, MFL are from around the world. We're talking
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now and I'm in England
it's going to
and
be a
you're in
madness.
America. So
Yeah.
I think that's why doing the preset substitutions, preset changes, that's always the way to go for MFL. And that's the route they're
Yeah,
going down.
it's also the same way that they have it right now with condition, match condition. Hey, if I'm losing um 1-0 and my striker haven't scored yet, I would like to bring in another striker.
Mm,
Hey, my Kim have less than 40% passing accuracy. I would like to bring in a Kim to help out. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? With certain match planning condition, like yeah, like pre game it's perfect, but make the change live. I don't think MFL want that for themselves
Yeah.
because people are going to go crazy and everything else. Yeah, just like what we have right now, match plan, pre-match plan, and you go into the thing, it hits certain condition, and then your tactic kick in automatically. And as for tactic, like I don't know if you're gonna bring that up. As for the match plan one, I would love them to add a little bit more into details because let's just say you switch your match plan. You're playing, hey, I want you to go all attack, but I do want certain player to stay back. You should be
Yeah.
able to give
Change individual
individual,
instructions.
yeah,
Yeah.
instruction for certain players. Hey, I want you to attack. I don't want you to sit back. I'm already losing 1-0. Why do I have to lose?
Mm.
Consider another goal. I want to draw the game. So you know what I'm saying? So those
Yeah.
little
But
things would be better for us.
I think a lot of people maybe haven't been using the match plans because they want to be able to, yeah, change the formation or change individual
Oh, I am.
instructions for their team. And if they can't do that, they're like, well, actually, I can't really make the changes I actually want to make. So, yeah, I think a lot of people will be excited for when that happens. Let's go through some more.
I don't know.
Um,
You can see this. Can
yeah,
you?
yeah, I can see yours.
Yeah, they're all live for all my team. I have like five.
So one that I think is an interesting idea. This is from Mad Women. Thank you for this suggestion. What are your thoughts on the physical, the fatigue, returning to 100% during the mid-season, just like it would in real life? What are your thoughts on that? Because that's kind of, I see the logic behind it. When you're resting for 2-3 days, should a player's fatigue go up to 100? If it were talking about IRL, it would.
Yes,
I- I'm yeah, I can't say I'm on the fence with this one, but
I'm on the fence with it.
yeah, I'm on
I
the
mean,
fence with this
but
one.
here's the thing, right? We're always going to sit on that fence with it.
Yeah.
Because here's why. If you have a striker that just get to mid break and then that striker was at 89,
Mm.
then you got 2 or 3 days off, it's mid season. I wouldn't want that striker to go up to 99, but at least a 95. To the point that okay, after one game, like he start losing, some of his thing again, going back towards the like, the 90s, 92, 93. Because most strikers, like after one game, if they had 95, they're going down to like 93 or 92 based on
Yeah.
based on the physical, but not 100% to like, hey, that player is 100% fit again, ready
Mm.
for like to battle like 5 other game before they can sit out. Yes, it's a shorter break. It's not like an off season where the player
Mhm.
have like, hey, you got a week or two for your player to sit out to be like 100%. But I would love that player to get like at least maybe 2% or 3%.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, I think maybe just if they were to bring in something, not go to 100%, but you give them an extra 2 or 3% because
yeah,
I can understand like in IRL that works.
2%.
But we said it with last week with Root. I love and hate the IRL reasoning because sometimes it makes sense. And sometimes we shouldn't always be saying because it happens IRL, it needs to happen in
It should
MFL.
happen again.
And I think there needs to be like a line being drawn, but we're not even really sure where that line is to be drawn anyway. But I'm kind of like, not everyone to
2%,
100%,
2%
but
should be
like
okay.
maybe like a little thing. But I guess
Just to make
that's
just to trick our brain, thinking, oh yeah, it's mid-season. Like my goalkeeper is at 89, probably gonna be able to, like, cause sometimes like if you have a big game coming up and your goalkeeper's at 89, but it's after the mid-season break, you have that big game. Okay, he's going to be able to play that game, but again, he might not be able to play good because
mm,
he's going from a 89 to 91, but he's going to be better than having
yeah.
like a trash goalkeeper coming in.
Yeah, I've got one here I know you'll like. This is from Sammy Geek Test. Says, I have no idea why no one else is asking for this. As a manager, I want to be able to easily share my best goals. We need a share button to appear during the replays and it would download a short clip of the goal we can post on
Yes,
social networks. Great improvement for engagement, in my honest opinion. I know you share some of your
I share a
goals.
lot
You
of
say you
goals.
share a lot of things. I could see the smile on your face when I was reading the idea
Man,
out.
I live in socials, bro. Because anything that you can like quickly like download from MFL directly, because they have the thing to make it for you, especially
Yeah.
like your club background. Like
Mhm.
you can actually go ahead and download on your club background that show all the trophies that you want. Is that if you're trying to make that, like a lot of people don't have the resource
Mhm.
to make those things. If MFL can make life a little bit easier for social, that's better for it's better for the game. And it's like when you put the hashtag, and if I believe X have something, if like maybe 1,000 people start talking about something, they're going to push that into like the top thing of the day or for something.
Yeah.
It's like if everybody start posting, hey, my striker score a banger, and they share it on social and use the hashtag MFL, and the algorithm see, hey, that hashtag being used a lot for the day, and you never know that going to the X, hashtag of the day, and like other people
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
don't know about MFL, they're going to be like, okay, let me click on that, and they start seeing things like that coming up, and then they're going to click on the website. They're going to reach out to that person that posted, hey, can you tell me a little bit about MFL or something like that? Anything that have to do with social, I'm big on it. So
Yeah, I think as well. Any of the social stuff, whether it's the templates for the social media stuff for the clubs, player signing, goals, I'm a big fan for. And obviously the templates be expanded. You've got the previous result, you've got like your fixtures. Can we expand on that a bit? I'm all for that idea. So anything that we can do to promote engagement on socials and the awareness of MFL, I'm a big fan for. Right, I'm going to try and rattle through some of these as quickly as we can
mhm.
before we have to wrap about 15 minutes time or so. One of them I wanted to. We're going a bit more engine e-base now. Um, Two from Dane. One of them is player roles, and another one is formation familiarity with players. So I'll touch on my thoughts on formation familiarity because I really like this as an idea. Where if you have a bunch of players who always play 3-5-2-B, if they've played it for X amount of games in a season, they are better in that formation. But if you suddenly go from a 3-5-2-B to a 4-1-2-1-2, those players would play worse in a 4-1-2. Well, not worse, but if you then played against someone who also played a 4-1-2-1-2 but played it for the whole season, because their players are more familiar with that formation, it's hard to always quantify
No,
what the
I
effect is.
understand what you're saying.
It's hard to quantify what is the impact. That's the really hard bit, because is it a 1%, like every stat goes up by 0.5%? I don't know, or something like that. But I think there has to be something which maybe I'll stand on this hill. If you change formation 12 times during a season,
Yeah,
I think there's something
you should
about
get
that.
penalized.
And I'm like, but if you then,
Like you don't know
you
what you're
have
doing,
one, if you
basically.
have one or two formations you switch between and the players get familiar with that, there should be some sort of bonus. I don't know how to quantify that
No,
impact
no,
or
no.
that bonus,
Okay,
but
so
I don't. Yeah,
I
you
see
see where
where
I'm
you're
coming
coming
from.
from.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right? From like my Haiti team. If you go on my profile, everybody can see it. From Spark to Iron, I only play 4-3-3 with them, right? 4-3-3 attack. And then I kept the same player in. I might end up adding one more player into the mix. One or two
Yeah.
more players per season. So because I'm playing 4-3-3 attack for like almost 5 seasons, I should get a little bit of boost or player familiarity
Hmm.
of like, hey, I should get a little boost because those players been is the same guys that I'm bringing in and out, and is the same formation that I'm playing with. I should have a small advantage. Like I mean, not a lot, like maybe 1%. I'm not asking for like 5%. So
Yeah.
1% because hey, he know what he's doing. He's winning the same formation every season, and he's bringing the same player back every season. Yes, I understand some people might be, hey, but I don't own those players. I can't
Yeah.
bring in. But again, I'm not getting a big advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's just a small, tiny thing that I'm getting because I'm running the same players. They're playing the same position. They're doing the same thing over and over. They should be able to like have
Yeah.
a small advantage, like maybe 0.5% or
That,
1% of like.
yeah, that because I always like to try and think of both sides to these ideas. I think that may be quite a dividing one. A counter argument could be, if you change formations frequently and you perform well with them, tactically, you are pretty good as a manager. If you can change formations and you've got your squad set up to play multiple formations, you shouldn't necessarily be penalized for changing formations a lot. But I think if someone's running a formation low, there should be some sort of familiarity piece with it. And
Yeah, for sure.
player roles is an interesting one. I guess we're sort of referring to, if someone's like a set piece taker or naturally like a long shot taker or, inverted fullback. We can go all to this jargon. Adding extra,
Right at the back.
yeah, exactly. Adding extra layers and sort of dynamic elements to the match engine. I'm all for if you could give particular players roles and that's that's how they play within the engine. I'd quite like that.
Yeah, like especially my CDM, when you kind of like, hey, you ain't gonna be a CDM for me. You're going to be a center back.
Yeah. Yeah, you can be like a deep lying CDM. You often see a CDM who's not that quick but good passing might drop back in between the centre backs and play almost like a quarterback role, and they become part of the
Yeah,
back three or box to box midfielder or an out and out
'cause-
winger, a target man, those sort of
yeah, you
things,
have
right?
a CDM and be like, hey, I want you to play in the middle of the center back. And then you have another CDM. If you play two CDM, you be like, hey, your job is to cut passing lane.
Yeah,
And then you have wingers, left wing, right wing. You be like, hey, I want one of you guys to cut inside for crosses. The other one, I want you to just dribble and send it in the back. So, I'm
yeah,
getting give player walls will be so much better for the engine.
yeah. I got a really quick one. Yes or no?
Mhm.
Live in-game tables.
Yes,
Yep,
please,
we can
please. I
both
want
agree
it.
on that one. I would
I
love
want
it.
it.
Yep, we could both agree on live in-game tables, even for things like the watch-alongs, and it's the final game of the days of the season. Like for
And you see
Diamond, you're
people
watching one game
shuffling
and
the
you can see
tables.
it moving. Yeah, we all want that. Some live in-game tables. Um, right, let's have a look at some other ones. Mini Me, Kev Hurd, and Jay Fraz with three that like
Yeah,
this idea. Youth
tactical.
academies. Youth academies has always been a big one, and you look like a man who has a bit of a passionate thought on this idea.
Yes. So, all right, a youth academy. So MFL will have to do a lot to bring in youth academy. Here's my reasoning to that. Because once you bring in youth academy, you have to bring staff members.
You think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like once you have academy player like youth academy, so that means you will have to buy like a club from like a packs like player pack from your club.
Mm-hmm.
That those players probably gonna be like 12 or 13 years old. They can't play in your team yet. They're probably gonna be like in the academy just training and everything until like 16,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, with that being said, you're going to need staff to train those players. Like I don't think the player development we should use that for
Mm.
thing, and you should be able to generate what region those players coming from.
Yeah, that's well. I'm going to then expand what you've just said there. This is an idea from Niris, who said, easy one to suggest, maybe not to implement. For me, it has to be an academy slash a local pack where you can pre-order any reward pack, be that 600 MFL for a common pack or the 900,000 Lego pack, and they'll come out with your club's nationality. Helps people who want to build up nation agencies or clubs, but also add to people who want to create their own club story and have the ability to be like, this local player was minted by this club for this club from its home. He said price would obviously have to be above the normal, as the players would likely need to be minted manually and all of that sort of technical stuff behind the scenes. But no different pull rates from the normal, so you can still end up with a 28-year-old former plasterer. Obviously, we're still mentioning academies, but this is sort of like a local player here. Also would lead to the ability to directly influence the talent a nation has if internationals were to come back around. Having a small nation, maybe club wise, all owned by people willing to pay that premium over maybe a bigger nation. So he's kind of saying, yeah, like the nation piece, which you were referring to there, Andy, but also the academy. On the academy piece, youth academy, I'm not too sure how that's implemented, but I think a youth academy would be great for MFL. I know that with the another game, the F word, we like to call them, they have like an academy and you pay
FM, right?
X amount.
Like football manager, right?
Yeah,
Oh
well,
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I don't wanna.
but yeah.
I mean, I try. Like, don't get me wrong. I tried that game,
Oh,
and
I have no slander. I just thought it's funny
no,
me just
I have
calling them
no
bad word.
slander towards it, right? I tried it, but because it was so like crypto based, and I'm not
Mm,
that crazy of a crypto guy,
yeah,
and I felt like more joy and the unknown in MFL. It's what drives me. Like I
yeah,
want
yeah, yeah.
to
I think that's what
what
people are
my player
attracted by,
going
isn't it?
through.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
like back to like player academy, bro, you would take a lot. So I mean, now I will ask MFL, hey, I have players that are going to retire probably like 6, 7 season. I would like my strike, like for example, the striker that I have, he was a 57 overall, 21 years old. I would love to bring that striker in as a staff member to tell them, hey, this is my journey. I
mhm,
went from a 57 to a legendary.
mm,
I'm not saying all of you guys going to make it there, but if you guys take my suggestion, train hard as much I'm going to train you guys, maybe 1 out of 100. Now, I mean, that's a lot, but 1 out of 100 might make it.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So, because we all know, like, Barcelona Academy, Real Madrid, all the clubs all around Europe, South America, and everywhere. Out of maybe 100 kids that they bring in, maybe like three of them going to sell for like top bucks that are going to cover the entire club financial and even the player that they invest on that didn't make it far. So at least you figure 1 out of 25, one out of
Mm,
50, one out of like I'm going to leave that up to MFL to decide. Um, like because
yeah,
they have more thing, more resource to figure out like, hey, is that going to be good for them money wise or
yeah,
not? So I'm not going to just sit here and be like, hey, just do 1 out of 10, 1 out of 25, because I'm going to leave that up to them, whichever
yeah,
one to work best. But again, you're gonna have to need to how can I say that? You're going to have to use MFL or Real Dollar towards building facilities.
Mm.
So now you can build of one star facilities. If you don't really care about your academy, you're just gonna go straight to the market, like the market to buy players from other people. Like you can just ignore it, but your academy
Mm.
rating going to be one star. Or if
Yeah.
you want to just make sure that hey, you're getting the best possible player out of it. So now you need MFL to upgrade that facility
Mm-hmm.
and to switch to convert. So what I was thinking of as you bringing that up, I was like, okay, maybe my retired player, since it's NFTs anyway, I should be able to transfer him from retired players
Mm.
and just customize him. Maybe spend like 5,000, 10,000 MFL and turn him to a coach. And the more MFL that I spend on him, and they should have a limit, of course. So you cannot bring an ultimate coaching or trainers to Flint. That
Mm-hmm.
will break the game. And same way, but you can bring like a maybe like a Flint coach into like um Diamond if you want him to progress even more. You should be able to have one or two extra spot just
Mm.
to be like, okay, I'm gonna put you there just to so you can develop as a better coach. So
Yeah.
because you're watching as a higher level, because we all see that there's like coaches that didn't have that was probably C license,
Mm.
like UEFA license, and then they develop themselves to be like to manage to get the A license. But yeah, as for academy, it would take a little bit more. That's why I'm not really big on it right now. But
Yeah.
again, if we can get it, that would be nice.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. I think maybe Matt has maybe suggested in the past. Apologies if it's not. I'm putting words in his mouth, but also nearest idea about like being able to have a player from like the nation of where the club is located. I think is really neat. Whether it's always a player from that nation or you have an increased chance of getting them from that nation. I think a lot of
Okay.
people like to build stories around clubs, which is what he said as a
And
reason. I
don't let
really
me
like
get
that idea.
on some Haiti player. I would love that. And I would
Exactly.
suggest that. I mean, I would already suggested to Mike, to Matt.
Yeah.
If we do need some names like the trait of certain players
Yeah.
of Haiti player, I'm ready to spend 2 hours on a stream with him to just
Yeah.
give him all the names, certain names,
Bosh.
and certain trait. Like cause one thing about most Haitian players, they might not know how to finish, but they're physical and they love dribbling.
Yeah. There's the offer. Right, another one from Bruce Lee. My strikers, he wants to say, my idea is my strikers to stop missing from the middle of the 6-yard box. I think has been Mr. Cater. That's a skill issue, Bruce. Nothing MFL can do about it. Sorry, that's a skill issue. It's your fault, your problem.
Or hear me out, Jimbo.
Yeah,
Or he can take that player out for a season, put him into dev center,
put him in. I'm not going to say
so
put
he
him in
can
the
get a
other
little bit more.
21s and show him he needs to buck his idea up to become a better player. Maybe players have like a mentality stat. You know. But one here I quite like from Charles Young is copy and paste lineups and stuff from previous matches. Obviously, you can only save 5 lineups and tactics,
Don't we have that
but
already, though?
you can. So you can't. So if you go back to a previous match, you can't. You can see the report,
Oh
but
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
like copy it from there. And people might say, well, if you have multiple clubs, you can copy
Spread
and
it
you,
out
you
like the
you
one
can
that
spread
they
it
just
out.
did, right?
So you can go, oh, I have 5 formations in club 1 that I can select via club 2. But remember, there'll be some managers who only have one club, so they can't do that. So they're going to be locked at 5 or 6 different formations and tactics. But if they already have 5 and they made some tweaks, could they go back to a match and copy and paste that in? That could be quite cool. I
So,
like that as an idea.
or what if they bring that into your HQ?
Yeah, I think anything that makes that sort of setting up piece quicker, I'm a big fan for. International teams, I don't want to spend too much on some of these, but I know that it's international teams with no caps is what Bruce has put in. I know other people will be big fans of that. Any international sort of format will be highly welcome. We've not had that since the Euros of nearly a
Mm-hmm.
year and a half ago now. Um, Anything to do with international teams, obviously no caps means that different overalls will be able to get included, which means that more people can get involved, which I agree with. But this is when the IRL thing comes into play. Like, oh, IRL, there's no caps. But yeah, I can think anything with international teams
All
would be
right.
fun.
So, two things I would love to see, honestly, on MFL, it's international,
Yep, I agree.
and if the manager formed that specific country, he should have maybe a little 5-10% increase to get that nation. And then the other one is Continental Cup. I know Matt touched base on that.
Yeah, he's
He said,
before.
but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
already have cups and everything. Continental Cup will make license start selling even more.
Mhm.
I mean, I might be wrong. I might, I might be right. Once you have now Continental Cup should only base on the top three team that fighting for promotion.
Yeah.
If you on the top finish top three or top two or first, you should be eligible to enter that Continental Cup.
Mhm.
To be the best team of that region that you form, it might be North America, South
Yeah.
America, Europe, Asia, stuff like that. Um, you should be like, you have to you have to finish top two or top, the first team. You have to finish first to
Mhm.
qualify, and
Yeah.
then now he will base on the gap forward. Let's just say you're in Flint, it might be anything between 550 reasonable 550 to 565, 570 overall should be able to compete. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It will be just based on player feel, like, the overall will be 500 to 530, 500 to 520 based on MFL. But
Yeah.
Continental Cup should definitely be in the game for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe you could take that same like bracket of overall to like an international, so more people can get involved with it, which I think would be really fun. You maybe have
Yeah.
the Euros or the World Cup, but it's like different overall bandings to
Hmm.
help try and get more people included, which I think is was always great. Um, right, we're going to come on to new formations in a bit because that's what Cameron suggested, and I'm going to link it into the question from Root last week. There are going to be some we're not going to be able to cover, but I still want to read out so they're not lost. So we've still read them out, so there's still record of us saying them, so they don't get lost. So in case people want to pick it up, and maybe we can get a quick like yay or nay at what our thoughts are. Player chemistry, I guess, like nationalities or any sort of chemistry. I would probably be a fan of that. I guess it's a bit like Ultimate Team and how that works. But then again, it's hard to. So how do you put a number or quantify the bonus or the impact of it? Does it boost
Yeah.
them crazy? Does it not give them any boost? That's a tough one. But something like that would be not unique, but it would be interesting to see in the game.
And maybe
Um,
like, let's just say you have a full 11 or full nationality, the same nationality I meant to say.
yeah,
Maybe like a 2% towards passing or one of the stat, but that no, I mean not 2%, like +2 toward passing, shooting, or whatever. Or you can put +1 for everybody, or you
yeah,
can put like maybe +1 for your um all your attackers, and then +1 for all your defenders. Something like that. That's not really game breaking, but that +1 don't go as a +1 overall. You go +1 towards certain stats that you selected for all your
mm,
backline or your attackers.
yeah. Orlando Nessa says little 3D players, probably for the future, maybe, but not but not right now. But anything 3D
In
would
that
be
way,
cool. But there's a lot of
I
other
asked for
things.
that too, but
Yeah,
they
3D would be
told me
cool, but that probably take a lot of work. Road Buckio. Surely, as all cups have location, we should have cups solely for each nation. Scottish Cup, English Cup, Italian Cup kind of relates to your continental. I think that
yeah,
would be really fun as the game expands, having competitions that are regional locked. I think is really interesting. I think is a great idea.
yeah, because the other day I saw Vitinha from PSG
Yeah.
posted about FM. So it'd be nice to see like one of our player
Yeah.
posting about, hey, I'm wanting my own team from my hometown in Portugal
Yep.
in MFL, and this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing and everything. And that would be cool. And then knowing that, hey, I just want. Yes, I know. You might not be able to call it the same name as the region cup because copyrights and everything else. You don't want to
Yeah. Yeah.
but kind of like you find a name for it. So, but you know that, hey, this is what that name meant. So
Mhm.
something along this line.
Yeah. No, I agree. What else have we got here? Sid has put performance-based dynamic potential, which I think we could talk for ages on, but I don't want to keep us going for too long. So basically, he's saying if a player continues to play really well throughout his career, should their potential be higher than if they
Yes,
didn't? Which
yes.
I think it's
Because
kind of yeah,
I'm going to be biased with this
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
I
go for
just
it.
showed you my CDM.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like he's a great center back. He's playing pretty well. He's holding it back down there for me. Even
Yeah.
though he dropped one and he have a -8 on every single stats, he's still being a great center back. So
Yeah.
eventually, after maybe 1 season or 2 season playing in that position, he should automatically develop things for that specific position you're playing him on
Yeah.
at. But instead of having a -8, maybe a -2.
So yeah, goal and growth says specific training for a new position. And I'll say mine first. I'm against training for a new position because I think that's what makes players unique and trying to fit them into a system. Like I have a CDM who can play centre back, but unfortunately he's got a centre back as a position. But that's just that's how scouting you find players. But so did you mint him or did you buy him or that CDM?
Oh, I find him in a pack.
Yeah, so exactly. So like you kind of got really lucky but kind of unfortunate there. Um, but I think maybe if they have a penalty, then maybe the penalty gets slightly decreased. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't
decrease.
want to like slap bang a
No,
centre back
I
on
wouldn't
there.
want to trade I wouldn't want to trade that player because at the end of the day, every single player that we have is unique. But
Yeah, yeah,
in the case, if that player is that, because we all know there's players out there in the metaverse football that we play in that world. Certain players they're listed as a certain position,
hmm
but they don't like they can play other position at a decent weight, even though with that -8.
yeah,
So instead of them having after 1 or 2 seasons, instead of them having a -8, just help us out, and
yeah.
Matt and the MFL team, just decrease that from like maybe from a 8, but bring it down like -3 or -4. Just cut us half, like
Yeah,
-4 would be perfect.
I think the performance-based dynamic potential is interesting because I think as Sid is saying, as a player plays better, his potential could go up and increase. But I kind of like it, but I can imagine it's hard to implement because could you people find loopholes around putting a player like a division below the best for training to get increased performance and match ratings to help his potential?
Yeah, but again, you that performance will be based on
And you can say that
division.
impacts progression though, but yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of
because if you have a legendary, you throw him down in flint
I
to get match rating, you're going to get less. It's going to
yeah,
take you like 5 seasons. By that 5 season, that player probably going to
I
retire.
think maybe yeah, I quite like potential how it is, and I'm not saying you will never be able to understand potential from doing a performance based one, but maybe is there something that if you can influence potential, that people can somehow understand it a bit better and try and people try and get an edge in that sense. But I think it's an interesting idea. Right, I'm gonna do the last one, which is from Ron John, which is a really crazy idea. Like it's probably the craziest one out of all of them. The
Yeah.
ability to buy clubs and have them taken out of the main pyramid forever. They can still be eligible for any tournament or IMFF Cup, and I can put them in a private league that I can control and delegate the teams to other players. So take the
But
club out of the pyramid. You can still play in the cups, but then you can do whatever you want. You can put them in their own league. I think it's a. I haven't got a clue. I'm not sure how I feel about taking clubs out of the pyramid and them still
but
competing in the IMFF Cup. But
but if you take that club out of the pyramid, the only thing, okay, yes, I understand you can play in the IMFF club, but where else you going to play that team though? That's what I'm thinking about.
I guess he's saying like you can create your own leagues and do it like that. That you like maybe he wants to like create his own league between people who can join in. Like he can have 12 clubs. He can put the MFL up himself, and people can compete in it privately.
Which is that's what I'm waiting for MFL to actually like finalize, which is the us can create our own league
Yeah.
directly from the website without bugging them or be like, hey, can you create
Oh yeah, I'd
this
love that. Yeah.
tournament for me? Because right now, like, because remember, like, I believe you play in one of my tournament, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
I played in it as well.
I do have a lot of idea for that tournament, but right now I have to put it on hold because um I feel for them. I don't know how
Yeah,
many other people are texting them. I don't
probably
want
a
to
lot. Yeah.
be that one person to be like, hey, I want to create this tournament with this one and that one. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of idea that I want
Hmm.
for that league, and I do want people to actually like. I do plan on doing like a division system
Hmm.
for that league whenever they bring it on, like
Yeah.
onto the front page of MFL. Because I do plan on doing like to start, probably gonna start it with like 2018
Yeah. Nice.
eventually, and then now based on where if you finish like maybe the top 16 or no top 14, you staying on to Division 1, and then the the other half going down to Division 2. So
Hmm.
now I'm going to do it like every time that league that I'm going to implement when they bring it forward, they're going to run on a whole different schedule.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping that MFL make it a way that even if me and you in the same division, that won't affect us running my league because that's two different things. So like that, it will be like, okay, the first half going Division 1, the second half going into Division 2, and everybody going to play each other like 2 times,
Hmm.
and then whichever like we're gonna probably top 2 we're going to get promoted and bottom 2 we're going to get relegated. I think it's
Hmm.
almost the same way how the Premier League is.
Yeah.
So like that is like, hey, we're still playing in the MFL tournament,
Mm.
but we also have our own league going on the side. We can have it for like based on like team weighting, like 900, 1,000, stuff
Yeah.
like that, and we will have it for many
Yeah.
reasons. So I'm hoping that we get that maybe in like a month or two. So
Yeah. It's an interesting idea from Ron John. I think if you take clubs out the main pyramid forever, you can't have them in the IMFF Cup because I think those two things go together. But the external tournaments, I think we maybe push it on to like having a better customization, creating your own tournaments or leagues that
yeah,
the MFL don't have to do themselves. I think that's probably where we're getting at with that, and I think I'd be all for that.
yeah,
I think,
that's where the fantasy side of the game will come in, because I
yeah,
don't like a lot of people be saying MFL is fantasy game. I don't really see it. I think it's more of a
no,
like game like like FIFA Ultimate Team. You just don't hold the controller to play it. You're just clicking and making
yeah.
management and everything. But I don't. It might be me though. So
Right, so the last one's from Cameron M, and it's new formations, which I'm going to tie into the final question, which was from our last guest, RootCoors. Said, if you could add another formation to MFL, what would it be and why? Or is there a formation that already exists in MFL that you would like to tweak? So, what's your answer to that? And then finally, what is your question for our next guest?
it's like if you can be in Matt's shoes and be a CEO of MFL, would you tell people the next thing that you're prioritizing, knowing that you have a lot of suggestion coming in on that on that Discord
Okay.
chat?
So,
Like, would you tell people, hey, I'm prioritizing this right
yeah.
now, or would you just be like, yeah, just gonna have to just guess and find out?
Yeah. So you're saying like how if you were CEO, if you were Matt's shoes, how would you communicate what new things you're going to implement? Would you let them wait? Would you like tell we're working on this? This is what our priorities, a roadmap.
Yeah,
How would they do? Okay, I love that question. Right, nice. So um, that is our final question, our final little idea piece that we're going to cover. A big thank you to everyone who sent in suggestions on Discord, on X. I think we managed to get through at least one from everyone. A couple we didn't mention, but hopefully we've kind of indirectly answered them. Hashtag this week is going to be a dynamic hashtag. So literally, whatever your favorite idea is, hashtag new formations, hashtag internationals, hashtag youth academy, whatever your idea is, chuck it in a hashtag and post it in the Discord, post it on Twitter to prove that you've been listening this far to what is 2 hours and 15 minutes or so into this recording, a bumper one here. So yeah, hashtag whatever your idea is and what you think the best idea is. MFL should implement MFL, please implement every single one of them. But before we round things up, we've got to say a massive thank you to you, Andy, for coming on today's episode. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your insightful ideas and your suggestions and your thoughts, and having a great first appearance on the pod. Thank you for being with us today.
No, thank you for bringing me in because I mean, I usually watch the WenDirk when I'm at work because that's like I feel like usually you drop the episode because I know on Tuesday and Wednesday usually the craziest day at work for me.
Yeah,
So I would just save them. I know you drop it on Monday, so I'm
yeah,
like, nah, like I'm not going to watch it now.
my
Let me
man.
save it while I'm doing work, so I
Yeah,
can just listen to it and watch along and everything else.
yeah,
So that's why like I know you dropped it. Everybody talking about. That's why I tried not to go on inside of the WenDirkCast Discord on Mondays.
yeah.
I'm staying away from that. Even though like sometimes I know you guys be dropping inside on Monday in
Yeah.
that group chat, so I try to stay away from general and just look at the player. I watch the player progression and everything, and I get out of
Yeah.
there. I just go to the win boards
Uh,
because
yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's been, I know you're a big fan of what we do, and I'm a big fan of some of the ideas and things that you post on your socials. So if you want to follow Andy on X or whatever, on add him on Discord, I'll leave all that in the show notes below. It's been great to have you on here. So as a reminder, hashtag whatever is your best and favorite idea. We'll wrap things up
stadium
there. Hashtag
player
stadium for Andy. Hashtag
whatever
formation familiarity for me. We'll
hashtag
wrap.
make 433 a do it again.
The list goes on, Andy. The list goes on.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
wrap things up there. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll catch you this time next week's episode of the WenDirkCast. Thank you for listening. Bye.